Good morning, people. Happy Friday. It is Friday, the 10th of March. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. Sorry, kind of glitched. No, I was going to say. But we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves. I am your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
Big man use.
Why does Brent always do that when Marks isn't here?
He shows his empty seat.
The empty seat, sorry. It always throws me off. Oh, hello, hi, sorry. Hello, I'm here.
You're so silly. What's everyone doing today?
Tired, but other than that, I'm good, yeah, man.
Yeah, that is really the vibe today.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, life is a scam. Should we just get on with the show?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all right, let's get into headlines. Kemi Badenoch dismisses call for left-handed and ugly people to claim discrimination. Kemi Badenoch has dismissed calls to widen discrimination legislation to cover left-handed people and those with tattoos. The business secretary, who is also equalities minister, said she had been deluged with demands from campaign groups to extend the list of groups which can claim they are victims of hate crimes. Among the groups which have petitioned the government to demand they be included are single people, asexuals, fat people, ugly people, and poor people. In all, the Telegraph can reveal that 19 groups have asked to be included as a protected characteristic as part of the Equality Act. It comes just days after Ms. Badenoch rejected MP's calls for the menopause to be added to the list as a protected characteristic. Speaking last week, she said it was not a good idea and was based on a misunderstanding of the Act. Creating a new special characteristics for the menopause is a complete misunderstanding of what protected characteristics are. They are immutable characteristics, which we have 9 of them that cover everyone. The menopause can be dealt with alongside 3 existing ones: age, sex, and disability, because it is a health condition and many disabilities are health conditions. Labour's 2010 Equality Act legally protects people from discrimination in the workplace and in wider society. The Act provides a legal framework to protect the rights of individuals and advance equality of opportunity for all. It sets out 9 protected characteristics covered by the Act, which are age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex and sexual orientation. Our next headline is about Brexit. Rishi Sunak's government is understood to be planning to welcome in more foreign builders to tackle a chronic post-Brexit labour shortage in Britain's construction industry. Despite the crackdown on illegal immigration routes, the government is said to be ready to add construction workers to a shortage occupation list in a bid to boost sluggish house building. The building sector has suffered from an acute lack of workers since Brexit caused many European labourers to return to the EU. The government's Migration Advisory Committee, MAC, has recommended that bricklayers, plasterers, roofers and other construction workers should be added to the shortage list, according to the Financial Times. Citing government insiders, the report said Home Secretary Suella Braverman is expected to accept the idea of allowing building firms to bring in more overseas workers. The Independent understands the government is planning to reveal the results of a review on the shortage occupation list within weeks, and changes could be announced around the time of Chancellor Jeremy Hunt's budget next week. The shortage occupation list allows companies to get visas for staff being paid the lower threshold of £20,480 a year. The salary needed to obtain a skilled worker visa is £25,600. The construction industry has been pushing hard for industry workers to be added to the shortage list. The Federation of Masters Builders, FMB, has previously said it was a mistake to cut off labour from the EU after Brexit without addressing the UK's skills shortage. And our last headline is about WhatsApp, and this is what our topic of the day is going to be about. So WhatsApp says it would rather be blocked in the UK than undermine its encrypted messaging system if required to do so under the Online Safety Bill. Its head, Will Cathcart, said it would refuse to comply if asked to weaken the privacy of encrypted messages. The app Signal previously said it could stop providing services in the UK if the bill required it to scan messages. The government said it is possible to have both privacy and child safety. WhatsApp is the most popular messaging platform in the UK, used by more than 7 in 10 adults who are online, according to communication regulator Ofcom. End-to-end encryption scrambles messages, so even the company running the service cannot view the contents. But the critics of the online safety bill say it grants Ofcom the power to require private encrypted messaging apps and other services to adopt accredited technology to identify and remove child abuse material. Undermining the privacy of WhatsApp messages in the UK would do so for all users, Mr. Cathcart said. Our users all around the world want security. 98% of our users are outside the UK. They do not want us to lower the security of the product, he said. And the app would rather accept being blocked in the UK. We've recently been blocked in Iran, for example. We've never seen a liberal democracy do that, he's added. The government and prominent child protection charities have long argued encryption hinders efforts to combat the growing problem of online child abuse. It is important that technology companies make every effort to ensure that their platforms do not become a breeding ground for paedophiles, the Home Office said. The National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, NSPCC, says research shows grooming and child abuse image crimes recorded in the UK have increased dramatically. The charity's Richard Collard said the online safety bill will rightly make it a legal requirement for platforms to identify and disrupt child sexual abuse taking place on their sites, and services and companies could be preparing by developing technological solutions that protect the safety and privacy of all users, not least that of child abuse victims. And Mr. Cathcart asked if companies installed software onto people's phones and computers to scan the content of the communications against a list of illegal content, what happens when other countries show up and give a different list of illegal content? Dr. Monica Horton of digital rights campaigners, the Open Rights Group, said with over 40 million users of encrypted chat services in the UK, this turns it into a mass surveillance tool with potentially damaging consequences for privacy and free expression rights. The Information Commissioner's Office, which says it is working closely with Ofcom, told BBC News any interventions that could weaken encryption must be necessary and proportionate. That being said, let's get into what you're saying. So today's topic, the question is based on the last headline we just did, and the question is, should private businesses always need to comply with government requests? So should companies always be made to comply with the rules of the government in the country they operate?
I think so.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so. If that's the company you operate in, then why wouldn't you abide by the rules of that? You know what I mean?
Otherwise, I feel like it opens like the floodgates. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like not like there won't be order, but I feel like it just allows too much room for things to go left.
Yeah.
And for people to get away with certain things.
James, I think the opposite. I feel like it opens the floodgates if the government is allowed to interfere in private businesses. Do you know what I mean? So like the WhatsApp guy was saying, if the government say this is our list of things, so give us access to it to view these things in people's private messages and stuff, someone else can come in and be like, well, this is our list. Do you know what I mean? It opens, it never stops. Do you get what I mean? Because we will have our list. Nigeria, for example, remember when Nigeria tried to ban social media?
Yeah.
If WhatsApp was doing that, all of that stuff, they would have succeeded with that. But the reason why they were doing it was because of to ban people from free speech.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So in what circumstances should they? So I guess for me, I would say, because I'm on the opposite side, I would say maybe like on criminal things. But I swear police do that anyway.
No, but
I know with Snapchat they do.
I feel like, no, with Snapchat they can't. That's why, because I think Snapchat is where they can't.
That's what I've sort of read like headlines where they found from Snapchat the conversations and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Because do you know why I say that? Only because I know someone who's being stalked on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And the police couldn't do anything about it.
Really?
Yeah, and they said because it was on Snapchat and because... Is it because Snapchat's not encrypted? Or I don't know if it's because it's not encrypted or it is encrypted. Basically, whatever it was, they couldn't really do much because it was on Snapchat.
Okay. Hold on, but don't Snapchat have like a help desk center where you can report accounts or report.
Yeah, but do you know what it was? The person kept making loads of different. Like you could tell it was the same person.
That's scary,
basically.
Because on Insta you can block someone and block any
Yeah,
other
yeah,
accounts that this
yeah.
person may create.
Isn't that on? That's on Instagram. Isn't it?
Instagram.
Sorry,
That's
what did I
Instagram.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Instagram. Sorry, yeah.
I don't know about Snapchat. I don't know.
More companies should do that, you know, because that's so smart.
Yeah,
When I saw that, I said, "Stop it."
Yeah.
But then it is smart, definitely. But 9 times out of 10, like you can just use a different email address.
That's what I was thinking. No, what? Is it email address or is it device?
I thought it was device.
Is
I
it?
thought it was device.
I would think it's like your IP.
Yeah,
Okay, fair
IP,
enough,
because
yeah.
I'm sure Instagram know that people are going to make different.
Yeah.
Because you need to create different email addresses, right? To
That's true,
create new
actually,
pages.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's definitely IP address.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so WhatsApp is known for their security. I don't know that for them. But WhatsApp is known for their security and promise customers end-to-end encryption.
Yeah.
Should they bend their security for the government? Would you, in your personal use, would you be comfortable using WhatsApp knowing that they've given into the government? Like whatever you message, the government
Yeah,
is watching it?
Go on. No, because I'm... Go on.
Okay, somebody go.
Go on.
How can you say go on and then continue talking? That's what made
No,
me
because then you
laugh.
stop
No,
and then
because
you
you keep pausing. So I'm like, okay, shall I?
Yusuf.
No, I was going
you
to
go.
say, I'm under the impression that I'm being watched anyway. So, yeah, I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel you.
Especially with the way the marketing algorithm, the cookies, all that stuff. I mean, so,
That's a word.
yeah. Anything you say, type, think, dream, it's going to pop up.
It's going to pop up.
Me and my
Yeah,
friend were
Instagram
talking
feed.
about this yesterday, and he was just like, how a lot of people think, like, people think they can kind of get work around the government, yeah, but it's just like they're too advanced. Like, we actually don't know, like, the extent
Yeah.
of technology that they have.
Yeah.
So you just have to, like, just know that they're 10 steps ahead of you. Do you get what I mean?
Do you know the only people I think that can work around the government? The people that actually work in the government.
Who
But not
know
like,
and understand.
yeah, like as in like they work with these things, so they will know how to bypass it.
Yeah.
And I also think like PIs, like private investigators,
Yeah. Of course.
they know. Because one of my friends, she's a PI, and when it comes to like social media and stuff like that, she's very like, she just knows, innit? Do you get what I mean? Like she's very, very attentive to things, certain things she wouldn't have, certain things that she's very aware.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know, right? Such a cool job.
Imagine being a PI.
I would love it.
You know, I wanted to work for you know, when I graduated, I wanted to work for MI5. Is it MI5?
That's what
Yeah,
that was
I
you.
said this.
Yeah, I actually applied.
I applied.
This is my friend, the baitest girl on road. Do you think they're gonna give you a job?
No, but do you know what? I think though,
I didn't
that's
get a call
good.
back though.
Because no one would ever think you're MI5.
Yeah, it's true. But she was
The whole time you are.
But the thing is, I know that like you have to be very discreet though. Like with those jobs, I think they do like so much like social backgrounds and checks and stuff. I was like, yeah, girl, you ain't getting that job.
Do you really think so?
No, but I really wanted. I was obsessed with freaking
Scandal.
24.
Oh, okay.
The show 24 took over my life. I thought, nah,
I
I
could do
want to
this.
be on that Jack Bauer vibe. Like, what? No.
My thing was always like, I don't mind doing that. I just don't want to be one like out in the field.
No, literally, I wanted to be.
Trying to get killed.
No, all the
Sorry, honey.
jobs I applied for were like,
Oh, desk job.
Yeah.
desk job.
Oh,
Same.
You want me to be a field agent? No, please.
yeah, but then what's the appeal in being
No,
the secretary
because-
for the MI5?
Nah, do you know, you know too much tea. I know
Okay.
all the tea. You know all the tea.
You'll get the drop on everything. When
It's just like, yeah.
when things are about to happen before everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, you
I
know,
would really want to get the agents to go on the mission.
yeah. And it's like you don't have the risk of being out in the field. Do you think I got time to be kidnapped and
Do
be
you know, I
held
always wanted,
hostage?
I always wanted that setup where in the office, right, and there's like a whiteboard, and I've got everyone's
Oh.
faces on there.
Oh,
and I'm like,
in the-
yeah,
in
this
the-
is our target.
Oh yeah, and
So
the top
oh,
with the arrows.
Yeah, but that's
love
not
it.
that's not a secretary. Or that's a head
That's
lead
a-
detective
no, that's-
type
that's-
vibe.
that's-
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not on the field, so there's no chance of me getting shot. I'm not chasing ghosts in them. I'm the one back in the office telling you, yeah, ghosts in them just went in to meet Lobos. You might want to go,
Yeah.
check him right now.
But obviously you got to work your way up to them places though.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
you start as
definitely.
a field agent,
The
and when you become the
politics
boss, you have an office.
Oh,
Then people will come and
now
look at
what
your
I wanted
door.
to do as well is to like someone walks into my office, yeah, but my back is turned and I spin my chair around.
You're annoying. Get out of here, man.
Listen, my life is one big
so,
movie.
So dramatic. I can just imagine her turning and it'd be like,
My life
come in.
is one big Netflix show.
Living a movie.
It's like, well, look who we got here. Like, it's an up of mine. Do you know what I mean? Someone who didn't want to make a deal with me before. You didn't want to cut a deal. And now you want to cut a deal. And I turn around and I'm like, oh, well, look who we've got here.
I'm done.
I really want to do that. I really want to do it. But what are we talking about even?
The
Okay, yeah.
encryption thing.
So yeah, would you be comfortable with them bending their security?
Me, yes, because I don't talk crud on my phone anyway. To be honest with you, I don't have any conversations that are whatever. The only thing is though,
because you know what,
you can get caught in the crossfire of somebody else's situation, and that's the thing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you remember that police officer, where she's a police officer, and someone sent a picture of some kid or something like that to her.
Oh yeah.
And then now she's gone for like trials and whatever. I don't know if this
because it was like child porn.
Yeah, but you know what I think as well though.
Wait.
I think sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Is that the theme of today's episode?
Do you know? I think I also think that say something like the Black Lives Matter protest, any protest, right? Especially for black people. If we're talking on WhatsApp, like, oh, I'm gonna meet you here, wherever, they'll be like, that's terrorism. That's like conspiracy to go and do something and do this and that.
But in that woman's case, if something was sent to her, then how is she being reprimanded for it?
I think because her settings was one of those like automatically download, and she actually never opened the message. They actually found evidence that she never opened the message.
Oh, they found the pictures in her
probably archive or like her media.
Yeah, you know, like download. Yeah, that's how people need to change your settings on WhatsApp.
Oh, mine has been changed.
I changed mine years ago.
Years
ago.
Do you remember when like okay, so for me now, I'm not really in that many groups that pop. Like WhatsApp groups are no longer a thing for me. But I remember a period in my life here where they were. Do you remember when we had like one with Marvel? We had like groups were like a thing, and there'll be so much media being chucked into that group. I remember my storage. I just used to think, you know, one day you were randomly scrolling, you're like, why is there a picture of someone's toes like
in here
in my media? And it's because obviously my thing used to download and save everything from the chat. I got rid of that a very long time ago.
I got rid of it because of the aunties doing the Happy New Month.
Oh, the pictures.
Yeah, them little broadcast aunties love to do. So you got to stop this. But yeah, okay. And then in the previous headline, we heard how UK government have said paedophiles are sharing pictures, etc. on services like WhatsApp. In such circumstances, should they be made to weaken their privacy to enable the government to weed out such activity?
I think
I think so. Yeah. For the better good and to catch criminals and to catch paedophiles, I reckon this is, you know what I mean? If you're a regular citizen and you're like, I don't have nothing to hide. I don't feel like I'm not sharing anything I shouldn't share. I'm not saying anything. I'm not plotting. So I don't have any issue with, I guess, my messages being, you know, observed because I've got nothing to hide.
For the greater good.
Yeah, so for the greater good to catch, you know, people like, you know, those people you just described, I reckon it's a
good idea.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think, I'll be honest, I'm even surprised they don't do that already. I think they should implement that. I think for that, they should implement it, but for like child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Because also you can catch those the paedophiles that want to like go and link like 13-year-olds and all that kind of stuff. I think they should definitely implement that based off that. And another question is, where does it stop? So if we allow that for that, where will it stop?
That's the thing though. I feel like it's something you can't control. I think it just has to be on a case-by-case basis, to be honest with you. Like, it's not every situation that is going to make sense. Do you get what I mean? So obviously we're talking about child pornography and paedophilia and stuff. I think that's a no-brainer. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But anything else, I do understand the whole invasion of privacy stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But do you think? I don't know how further it can go though, because we're already being surveyed heavily with.
To be fair.
Cameras, on our phones, on our computers and stuff. I don't know what more is there to do? Put cameras in our homes? That's not going to happen because that's an extreme invasion of privacy. So it's like, where does the buck stop?
But that's the thing. That's why I think it's going to be tricky to know where it stops, because I really feel like they're going to start using it for their own personal agenda. Yeah. Like when it comes to protests, people wanting to do marches or whatever, they're going to use it for that and then say, you know, this could be terrorism. And we thought, all they have to do is arrest people and be like, oh, you know, we saw it wrong or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But then what that would do is prevent the marches from going on. And then after the fact, they just apologise.
Are you talking more to WhatsApp stuff? Or are you talking to like surveillance cameras and whatnot?
Oh no, WhatsApp. The surveillance, that's already happening.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, that is.
I swear, even on the laptops, if you go to Google and type in keywords like terrorism and bomb and threats, I swear that gets flagged.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure
it does. I think it does, but I don't know if that's a myth, because sometimes when they catch terrorists, they'll be like, oh, we found that he was searching this. I'm like, if he was already on your radar.
Because I think certain keywords get flagged up on search websites.
Have you ever tried to type in like, oh, that picture's so bomb or something like that on Instagram and your comments deleted?
No.
I've had that before.
That picture's so bomb.
Yeah, but like...
Let me try it.
No, I heard that if you type
They
in, for
come and get you in
example,
here.
if you type in, for example, how to make a bomb
Yeah.
into Google, that gets flagged up automatically.
That makes sense though. Like I get why that
Thank
would.
God.
Yeah.
I get why that would flag up.
It
Yeah.
needs to.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if Instagram can flag up any, because remember during COVID,
Yeah.
whenever you put a post up,
Oh,
which
about
is
COVID-19. Yeah.
boom, you get an alert, it's flagged up straight away. So they can do it.
You know,
But
that,
that's
do you know
what
what's
annoys
interesting?
me about
Yeah.
social media, though. Yeah, because I feel like they pick and choose when they like.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me because they have the ability to flag up stuff. So when
Yeah.
it's like hate, you know, like hate posts and
Yeah.
hate crimes and
Yeah.
racism, I don't understand how they seem to like. Because I'm sorry, but that's probably more. Not even probably. That's more popular than COVID-19. COVID-19 was a blip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long blip, but a blip.
Yeah.
Racism has been on socials
Yeah.
for years. You know what racist words are. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I always feel like, how do those things fly? Do you know what I mean? And then like things that I believe are like less serious or
yeah.
important.
Because I don't
I
think
feel like
the government doesn't care to regulate racism
that's it.
in the slightest.
That's what's so it's
They really don't care.
It's so
Because you
offensive.
think about it, yeah. Sorry, because you know the COVID thing you said is perfect because
Yeah.
even if on your story you like have a letter, you take a picture of something and it has the word COVID in it,
Yeah.
it will have that banner
Yeah, the
thing
banner.
at
That's
the
it.
bottom.
The banner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Saka, Rashford, who was the third one?
Sancho.
Were being like abused and people were saying like proper racist stuff. None of them got flagged.
But that's my point.
But again, because it doesn't fit their agenda. For them, COVID is an agenda.
Yeah.
Racism, y'all just gonna have to live with it.
Yeah. It's
They
so
know already
bizarre.
they can't get to have, still own slaves in this day and age. So
Because the same way they programmed the algorithm or whatever the technical term is to flag up any word to do with COVID, they could do the same thing with
That's
racism.
what I'm saying, literally.
Exactly
but
the same thing.
No one
they
cares.
could do the same thing with
They don't
paedophilia.
Yeah.
They could do the same thing with sexual abuse. They could do the same thing with all these things.
Yeah.
Because even how many celebrities talk about like how much hate and stuff they get online or whatever, and nothing happens. But for something less,
Freedom of speech, innit?
freedom of speech, exactly. So what if in another country they have other demands that are unique to them? So perhaps murder-related, drugs, terrorism. Should they be made to comply in those things too? And that's the floodgates, isn't it? Because every country will have what it is that's most important to them.
Yeah. Do you
Like
know what?
Australia
I
be
feel,
like if you
I
have a
feel
cough.
like drugs, yeah. I feel like drugs is probably the most prominent one that like, I guess not most countries, but like, do you know what I mean? That most, that they'd want to kind of like tackle down on and like to get people, if that makes sense.
But you know, it's funny. I personally think that drugs, in the black community anyway, I think black people have been set up with the whole drugs thing in terms of like selling it and taking it, all that kind of stuff.
You watching Snowfall, huh?
Do you know what?
I'm like,
it was planted in
she definitely got this from Snowfall.
It was
100%.
planted- it was
I
planted
haven't
in
watched that yet. It's still on my
it was
list.
planted in the
Okay.
community.
But you know, because basically
Is it out yet?
Yeah.
Can I be
As in the new
honest? I
season?
didn't last.
How many seasons are there?
The
3?
last season. No, this is
No, this is the season 5 or 6.
this,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
yeah, the last
Oh,
one.
Yeah, they're on episode 3.
I didn't like the season before.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, and
Yeah.
that was annoying because
Yeah.
I loved Snowfall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it is? I started to really dislike Damson's character,
Okay.
so it put me off.
Yeah.
But I need to see it through, so I'm gonna jump back on it.
No, but it's good. It's looking good this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Is Mad Dog still there?
Who?
Mad Dog. The guy from The Wood, man.
Oh, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there still.
Stacey.
Oh, Stacey. Sorry, Stacey.
I'm actually so done.
Um,
But yeah. So I studied sociology in uni, and I learned a lot about like one of my modules was about drugs and stuff.
yeah.
And I really believe that it's a setup. It's a cycle. It's a setup. It's all of that stuff here. So I don't even think that drugs would be something that they would take seriously.
You don't think so?
Yeah, because the higher
no.
ups, they get
Because
money from
the
the drugs
government.
that's being
I'm
sold.
not. I don't know. I'm not gonna obviously just like you, but watching Snowfall, right? So I'm not gonna. I don't know how it is now, but definitely, I think the plot of Snowfall is based on,
Real life. No,
life,
of course.
the
Like
truth, innit?
how John Reed, is his name? Was it John Reed? Was it Reed? Not
George
John Reed.
Bush.
Reed.
Oh, Reed.
Reed
Yeah,
was. He works for the freaking FBI,
Yeah,
but
CIA,
these times
whatever,
he's whatever. But
yeah.
these times
yeah.
he's fully
Yeah.
involved in making
Yeah.
money and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So
I think. Yeah. I don't know.
that's a John Reed, you know.
Do you know, I just had a thought, yeah. You know, like when you sign up for something and that you can limit how much information they get from you. Imagine the people that try to do like the least amount, that try to share the least amount with whatever platform you're signing up with. The most of your stuff gets shared. They're thinking, why are you trying to share so much? Why aren't you trying to share so much? Do you get me?
Because I don't want you in my business.
I just don't think any of that is real. I feel like they just ask us to make us feel like we have a say in something, and we don't have a say anyway. So whether you click yes or no,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
But remember, our information gets sold, innit?
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah. That's what the whole cookies thing's about, no?
Yeah.
I'm tired of these cookies, bruv. Every time I go to every single
website.
time, and I hate when you got
Accept.
some websites you got reject and you got accept. Some you've got reject or manage.
Yeah.
If you go manage, then you have to go to the settings and do this and the third. I'm like, I don't want to have to go and do any settings. Just give me yes or no.
Yes or no.
Yeah, don't
Have you seen
manage cookies.
Have you been on websites where when you reject all, they're like, you can't come in then?
Yeah.
I've had that. And it's I'll say reject all and nothing loads up. It's like, okay, well, you have to accept it, sis.
Yeah. At one point, I was on autopilot, just accepting because I couldn't bother.
Yeah, because I can't be bothered. And that's what they want.
Can I ask you a question?
That's what the man
What
wants.
does it mean? Because that's true. I just always press accept so I can just go about
I'm
my
not
business.
sure exactly, but I believe it's, gaining access to your information. So the information you've inputted or saved on this website or particular websites, and they share it, they sell it.
Is it?
Yeah.
This whole time I just been pressing accept because
there was even a time where even mobile phone companies would sell your like information,
email,
sell your
phone number.
Yeah. Then you get a random drop call talking about were you in an accident recently?
Yeah, I ain't had one of those in a minute though.
Because EE and them sold it.
Marketing requests, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad. What was the question? Hold on. Yeah, so if you had to choose across the board, would you comply or not?
It depends, because the whole cookie stuff annoys me,
Pisses me off.
even though sometimes I appreciate the push marketing because things pop up that I might be interested in, but I do feel like I get annoyed when I know I haven't typed anything in. I know I've said something.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, so they're listening to me as well as reading my messages. So that makes me a bit uneasy. I feel like I can't even speak around my phone without the things I'm saying being converted into ads, which makes me feel like, we are being heavily surveyed, which is a bit annoying. But with the whole WhatsApp thing, because I know I'm not sharing or having any untoward conversations that are, highly explicit or whatever, I don't mind that. But as a whole, I would say, I'll probably say not as a whole.
Yeah. My fear with these things is that it's just like a glitch in the system one day.
Yeah.
Now everyone's business is out there.
Yeah.
Do you remember when iCloud got hacked? Everyone's nudes and everything was all out on Twitter. It was a whole mess. Do you remember?
No.
It was like years ago, and then like Megan Good, like everyone.
Because in my head, yeah.
Huh?
Kim Kardashian's news got lost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kim Kardashian,
yeah.
Megan
No,
Good.
do you know what it is? When you
was
said that,
everybody.
the first thing I thought of was Megan Good and Kim Kardashian, but I don't know if it was because I thought it was just like
Miley Cyrus. It was a whole mess.
I thought it was like individual cases. Do you get what I mean? Like
I think the cloud got
like
hacked because it was all of them. It was just a whole mess. But yeah, do you get me? That's my issue with the whole encryption thing being taken away, or however encryption works, is that one day there could be a glitch in the system, and then now all our business is out there. Things that you even forgot you sent a long time ago's days. It's just out there. So what would you want, Gina?
I don't think it's necessary. Not like I don't think it's necessary. I'm indifferent in it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, there's nothing I've got to hide.
Yeah.
But I say that now, innit? Things could change, and one day it might be like,
Could change.
shit.
Even
Should've said no.
the whole notion that your webcam on your laptop.
Oh,
or
your
computer-
laptop. I have
Yeah.
people that like have put
You know,
stickers there.
those
I'm
stickers or
that
those
creepy.
little.
I'm a
Yeah.
sticker girl.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if I'm going to change it, I turn it around. I'm not giving him a show
Oh,
for
really?
real.
But the
free.
thing is, there isn't someone on the end
I really believe there is,
Well,
though.
with
There's
a
cameras
massive,
in-
with a massive
There's cameras in my
motherboard
house,
just
man.
clicking
Really?
through everybody's
They've
camera.
definitely-
I
Do you know what-
really believe there is,
Is it?
Sometimes I wave to the guy. Honestly.
Do you know what
I'm
it is? I don't really care. Like, I walk around my house naked sometimes. I go in my kitchen, and my sister's always like, "Why do you do this?" Because there's windows in it, and like you can't. Like my neighbours who live behind me, who like live up, will definitely be able to see me.
Oh
I don't
my gosh,
care though. Like
I
I
think
literally
that
walk
every
in my
morning.
I literally walk in my kitchen. I don't give a heck. It's
Because
my
you know
house.
like when
What
you
you
got
gonna
like,
do?
you know the windows are like kind of glazed and it's
Yeah.
very blurry.
Yeah.
So where my house is, the other house next to me, I could like we have a window it mirrors each other.
Yeah.
And every time I walk, they can't see me like in 3D, in 4K, but maybe like an outline and something. And I always think, I wonder if every morning they know what time I wake up and it's like, oh, here she goes again.
Literally, I don't give a heck. I'm like,
oh well, he's gonna beat me.
No, literally, because
There's so much I can.
I'm literally in my house. So are you gonna like check me for being naked in my house?
In my house, yeah.
Close your eyes then.
You know.
Peeping
But no, I really believe that those webcams and stuff, there's somebody that's got like a massive board and digital. I also believe the same with phone calls. Like they're just all our phone calls are being listened to, and then something gets flagged and it's like, oh.
But you know that's a lot of work. So how many people are being employed for these roles? Because that's a lot of work to listen to everybody's phone calls.
It's possible.
It's probably AI because the flags up, the words flag up.
Yeah. So if I say bomb on one of my phone calls, they're like, oh, that girl, and then they listen more. And it's like, oh, nothing important. She's just talking about, a lip gloss.
Gloss bomb.
Do you get me? Exactly.
So lip gloss was the bomb.
Exactly. And then
oh
move
no,
on.
false alarm.
It's like, oh, chief, I think we got something. And it's like, nope, never mind. I really, really believe that. I just don't believe this world is as we think it is.
I don't think it is
I feel like
at
there's
all.
so much like conspiracies and there's so much deep stuff going on that we would never have the slightest clue about until you meet someone who tells you. Oh yeah, I was one of the ones who listened to your phone call.
Think about it, yeah. Why wouldn't you record the phone calls? That whatever database that runs through and stuff like that. Like obviously they can't just use the information.
Yeah.
But the actual people that have it and all that,
Yeah.
It's just like it would just go hand in hand. All that information's running through boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I think like they just take it and obviously they just can't do nothing within it and they probably just discard it. Or...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're not recorded, but I don't think people are listening in real time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, you can just you get me.
Yeah.
But it's like they can. I think it's weird. Like in England, they can't use phone call stuff as like evidence, but they use it for like information in it. Do you know what I mean? So like they will listen to your stuff to catch you going places and boom, boom, boom. But they can't bring the phone calls.
Yeah.
To court and stuff. Yeah, because it was illegally obtained, right?
No, not even that it was illegally obtained. They just can't. I don't know. In America, I'm sure they can, but in England, they don't.
But what's the access though? Because, for example, if I call, I don't know, O2, you got that message saying, this call will be recorded for telephone, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But
Training and thingy purposes.
Training in certain circumstances. But if I was being accused of something and I had proof that, it's a lie and I've got a phone call to prove it, could I call O2 and say, I need to get that phone call?
No, the police would have to. I don't think you would have to.
I
but even then, it doesn't, I don't know why, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you can use the phone evidence in court.
Okay.
No, I think you can. I'm sure you can.
If it's obtained the illegal
illegal
way.
way.
If it's not, then you have to do one of those things where you leak it in the bathroom or something.
Even legally, I think the police can do it and use it as information, so they can listen to your calls and have all the information that they want. I don't think they like in America, like when got in all that and they was recorded, they was playing the phone conversations and stuff like that. I don't think they do that in England.
Okay.
I think that the police just have the ability to obtain it and listen to it and use it as information, not as evidence. Though.
Okay.
No, look. It says it's only the admissibility of a recording in criminal proceedings will depend on whether the recording has been obtained.
And they don't play.
lawfully.
They can read the transcript. They can read a transcript from it and all that. But I don't think they play your voice in court and stuff like that. Like what they do in America. Or what they done to Gotti and all them, and where they was playing the whole phone conversations.
Okay.
And actually,
That's the worst, you know.
I'm nearly sure they don't because they had my brother's phone tapped whatever, and they had to read transcript out. They weren't playing they weren't playing the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is because if they got the information, they got it anyway. So,
but doesn't a phone being tapped then negate the point that phones are just being recorded anyway? Because remember, you have to in a criminal. If I'm an investigator or a police officer and I have suspicion of a certain criminal, I need to get their phone tapped in order to listen to the conversations. I can't just.
Yeah, but to get it tapped is just phoning the phone, the company in it and saying this number, just press record on that one.
No, but that's what I mean, innit? So if everyone's phone calls are being recorded anyway, why would the police officer need to get a phone tapped then? That means,
Oh, you're saying they should just. I get what you're saying.
You wouldn't need to tap phones if all our convos were being stored and recorded.
Yeah.
So I guess
But I was saying that not even like being tapped by like the police, but I'm saying I feel like all of that T-Mobile, Vodafone, or whatever, just as like a byproduct of the company, I would just assume that the conversations are just stored.
And that's a lot of data.
I was thinking, where the hell are they storing all that data?
That's true.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of data, man.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Yeah, no, they can't be. They can't be.
I don't trust them. I think they listen to everything.
I really do. I believe they listen to everything. All right. Well, that's that on that. Let's get into our next headlines. Other people.
No, they couldn't hear that.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so Ofsted's chief's warning over explicit sex education lessons. Trigger warning. So children are being taught sex education lessons that have no basis in any reputable scientific biological explanation. The head of the school's regulator, Ofsted, has warned. Pupils in some secondary schools have been told there are 100 genders, while children are being taught gender fluidity as fact in some major academic trusts and independent schools. An investigation by The Telegraph has found. Amanda Spielman, Chief Inspector of Ofsted, told this newspaper she has warned the government that the current relationships and sex education guidance places no limit on what can be taught. She warned that Ofsted is currently powerless to sanction schools teaching inappropriate material. Her intervention comes after The Telegraph revealed widespread evidence of age-inappropriate sex education materials in schools.
Is this about when the drag queen kicked the kid out the class? Because she said the drag queen was saying that there's like 75 genders or something like that, and then the kid stood up and said, "No, there's only 2."
I mean, you didn't let me
shut up and get out.
You didn't let me land, so I don't know. Queen?
Yeah, because they're making the drag queens teach the kids and stuff. Ain't you seen all the stuff that's going around online?
No.
Oh, sorry. Go
on. Okay.
I'm trying to ascertain if drag queen is a
transgender. You mean
is a politically correct term nowadays?
The drag queen is a thing.
No, but people do drag. They dress as just in drag. So drag queen is that RuPaul's a drag queen. There's RuPaul's Drag Race.
I know, but has the term drag queen been reestablished?
No, I think
Drag Race.
No, I think
drag queen.
The drag queen is actually the thing.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
Because they just dress up as drags. Okay. Dress up in drag.
Okay.
Yeah, they dress up in drag. So I think drag queen is still an appropriate.
That's it as drags.
Word.
You might want to start again.
No, I know where I am.
A dossier of evidence gathered by the
Of course you would know, because that's why you interrupted, because you interrupted me.
The heck?
You should know too.
Anyway,
sorry, are you okay?
Sorry.
The heck?
Next time you're reading and I interrupt you, we'll see how that goes down. A dossier of evidence gathered by Conservative MP Mariam Cates was presented to Rishi Sunak last week, which led to the Prime Minister ordering a review of the Department for Education's RSE guidance. Pupils in years 7 and 8 at schools overseen by the Communal Margs.
What's going on?
Stop it. Academies Trust, one of the largest academy trusts in South and East of England, have been taught using a diagram of a gender unicorn showing sliding scales of male, female and other identities alongside spectrums of gender expression and sex assigned at birth. Ms. Billman said it's clear that there are materials being used which have no basis in any reputable scientific biological explanation or any properly grounded understanding of human relationships. Controversial teaching resources also include children as young as 12 being asked how they feel about oral and anal sex, and primary school teaching resources on masturbation. The government's existing RSE guidance, drawn up in 2019 in consultation with the LGBT plus charity Stonewall, specified that gender identity should be taught in schools. Ms. Billman said, the way the Department for Education guidance is drafted sets clear minimum expectations, but no maximum. This means that Ofsted has no reference point to say that a school is doing too much, she said. Asked whether Ofsted would downgrade a primary school for teaching pupils about masturbation under the existing RSE guidance, Ms. Billman said, it is very hard for us to say that too much is being done. The Ofsted chief said she has expressed concerns to the DFE about its guidance, which is now due to be reviewed. Next headline, children as...
Before we continue, I want to get you guys' take on this video I'm going to show you, right? This
is the one with the little boy reading.
You just know everything today.
Literally. Can you let people land?
You'll find out. So...
if he's right, that's going to be funny.
No, he's not right.
Oh.
It's impossible for him to come so late and be right about what it is I'm going to talk about.
Oof, that was spicy.
This room is spicy today, boy.
You're not pointing today where you're singing?
He didn't even touch my shoulder.
Didn't say hello, nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, you offended?
That's he didn't.
Give him a hug, please.
No, because he was so warm last night when he left and said, see you tomorrow.
Warm. So warm.
Yes, he was very warm. Because he had a very dope opportunity yesterday to produce well. And I could see it. So the spark is there,
Yeah.
right? And I my heart it tickles when it is that I could see that kind of stuff happening, right?
Yeah.
But he had uncontrollable wolves in the place.
Okay.
So he couldn't do everything. He's not
Yeah.
Jesus, right? But he said goodbye and he took my hand. It was
Yeah.
warm. It was a connection.
Yeah.
I expected to see him bright and early today,
Yeah.
and nothing.
Okay.
And he just waltzed in,
No text, no phone call.
nothing. And he sat down. When it was on mute, he said sorry to y'all.
Mm.
So he didn't even want them to know he's even sorry to y'all. This matters to me.
Give him a kiss.
On the lips.
This is a metrosexual.
So no, he's wrong about this because he can't read my mind.
You're
Because if he could
annoying.
read my mind, he would have touched me on my shoulder when he came in. He would have apologized to y'all on live. All of that would have happened.
How would you react to the touch? Is it like a?
To be honest, I would have like
It wasn't.
I would have done that.
Just shrugged it off.
Yeah, but I would have still good. Thank you.
Sorry, Brett, man.
That's all right. That's all right.
Touch me, tease
But
me.
no, it's wrong, Marks. But I want you all to see this, right? Because when I saw it, I'm thinking, this is mad. Check this out.
This is what I found in the library on Kauai, and it's really atrocious. These are just some of the few books I found. I mean, I couldn't bring them all from Kauai. This is one of them, What Makes a Baby. In this book, there is no babies anymore, there's no men, there's no woman, there's bodies with uterus and bodies with a sperm. They are removing the word man or woman. Red is for kindergartners. It's a book that's telling kids they could be on the wrong body. This is for 3 years old.
They could be in the wrong body.
In the wrong body. This is for 10 years old. 10 years old, you guys. It's perfectly normal.
Isn't it crazy?
It's not 10 years old.
Whether it's heterosexual or homosexual,
I don't
completely
care. I don't
irrelevant.
care. This
It's
is not for
irrelevant.
this is not for a 10-year-old, you guys. Anybody has children here or Keiki? This is not okay. Okay. This is gender queer. Sorry, you guys, but this is. I'm going to show it to everybody.
She's just.
Oral
Yo, look at that.
Wait,
Bruh.
is that a picture of a man giving another a cartoon? A man giving a man head?
sex.
This. That's
How old?
I think she said 10 or something for this one.
Yeah,
That
is
wild. We have to be showing this kids section in the library, and this is in the schools. This is in the schools.
Right,
Is this okay, you guys? I'm sorry. I'm a mom, your boys. This shouldn't be seen by little kids. So I know that
That's
the
the book that Amanda
representative
told me about, so
left, but
the
please
little
show
boy,
them. This is what
Library?
library,
Yeah, on
public library. I know, and in public schools too, dear. And if you speak against this, you say, "Oh, you're anti-gay." I'm not anti-gay, but don't be showing porn to my.
And he's reading out the passage, and he's saying even when he said he got this from his library, and even when he went to get it from his library, the library said, "Oh, do you want the graphic novel version or do you want the very rare?" He's reading it out in front of adults, in front of the school. You
Yeah.
get me? What he's reading is like the kid ain't supposed to. They're not supposed to be.
Exposed to that.
Like they shouldn't be reading this stuff. You get me? And then the dad come up after and he's saying, "Look, I don't care if it's straight, gay, whatever. My 11-year-old child should not be exposed to this kind of stuff." And then he had that genderqueer book, and he said, "This thing here is just absolute bullshit and nonsense. Like, this is mad." I ain't got my kids ain't that age, so I ain't looked into that book to see what's in there. But
I'm surprised that book's even been published.
it's because
There's
everybody's
an agenda.
It's been published and
because
it's been
everybody's
distributed
too
to schools.
woke. Everybody's too woke. You get me? So now they're talking about. Now they're moving like. What do you mean? How can you have that stuff for 3-year-olds?
It's insane.
Like-
Yeah, but there's woke and there's indecency, man.
Yeah, that's that last book is
The
very
people
decent.
that are woke, are trying to fight for this cause, are trying to do this stuff here. They've messed up their. I don't understand what the ideology is.
I think there's
even
a
are, but-
sliding scale with the whole woke movement because this is extreme.
Yeah, that I don't think
I know
that's,
it's
I don't think
extreme.
that's
That's,
woke.
no, but they're taking too far. They've gone too far. Like,
They've gone too far. But I
but
wouldn't
that's
categorise
what
it
it's
as
done
woke,
under the guise of. They think it's about. They're moving like it's right in it. It needs to educate and equality and rare. They're saying like it's done right, and they're saying there's kids at this age that rare, so it needs to be across the board and boom, boom, boom. It's the idea of what they're doing. They think's right, and it's gone wrong. You get me, like, and that's why I would say the wokeness because they think they're doing the right thing. Their crusade is about educating and all this rare, and it's gone too far because they're not used. You got to use common sense. Like there's certain messages and certain information that these babies don't need.
at all.
You get me?
I don't get it at all, honestly.
Yeah, it's dumb.
18 should be the age that people learn about this stuff.
Maybe 16.
All right, 16.
You say that, all right. All right.
No, because I think, aren't you legally, you're old to have sex at 16, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think 16 is a bit more appropriate. But, okay. Next headlines. Children as young as 7 exploited by county lines, drugs, gangs. Trigger warning. Experts are warning children as young as 7 are being targeted to work as drug mules in Merseyside, and some are being groomed through online gaming. Kate Wehrman of the non-profit Catch-22 in Merseyside told ITV News, "We recently had a referral for a child of 7 years old. Catch-22 runs a victim support project for under 25s funded by the Home Office. A rescue service helps young people found far from home, while specialist caseworkers support them to break the cycle of offending and escape exploitation. At 13, Naquilla Whitaker was selling drugs and carrying knives. For years, she was lost in a world of chaos and violence. By 16, she was trafficking heroin from London to Scotland and running county drug lines across the UK, often recruiting other girls as they were less likely to be stopped by police. She witnessed friends being murdered, mass brawls, as well as stabbings, shootings and robberies. At 17, she was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Her time inside made her rethink her life and realise she had to change. Miss Whitaker is now a youth worker on the same streets in South London where she was once a gang leader. Her mission is to help vulnerable girls and young women escape a life of crime and exploitation through her work at the Global Thinking Project. County lines is when children or vulnerable people are exploited or coerced by organised crime groups into transporting, selling or storing illegal drugs or money. Since the government launched its County Lines programme in 2019, police have shut down 3,588 drug lines, including 1,000 in the last year alone. New Home Office figures show that last week police forces across the country arrested more than 1,600 people, seized 31 kg of Class A drugs and more than 400 weapons. And the last headline is in Germany, several dead in Hamburg church shooting. So 6 people have been killed in a shooting at a church in the northern Germany city of Hamburg, according to local media reports. According to Hamburg police, a shot was fired in a church in Grob-Borstel district of the city on Thursday evening, killing an unconfirmed number of people and leaving several more seriously injured. Officers stated on Twitter that they are currently at the site with a large contingent of forces. Police added that there is currently no information on the motive and asked the public not to share assumptions or rumours, and hopefully we'll have more on this to follow in the future. And that's it from the headlines. Let's get on to Word on Road.
Let me see what is first. All right, so during my time of growing up, I was a Disney Channel baby, I would say. And one of the shows I watched a lot was the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Do you guys know them? Zack and Cody Sprouse.
Yeah.
No, they're Cole and Dylan Sprouse. That's their real name. So basically, I saw an interview that Cole had, and I thought it was very interesting. He was on a podcast, and the podcast called Call Her Daddy, and he was talking about, them being child actors and stuff like that. And I just thought their story was very interesting because obviously, as a kid watching them, you feel like they have the coolest job in the world, like they're actors. You just feel like you just fantasize in their life. And basically, he said that he and his brother, his twin brother, were forced into acting because of their mum's financial.
Oh, these two.
Yeah, those two guys.
I didn't know they were twins.
Didn't you?
Yeah, they are.
I thought
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
I thought
So
he-
lit.
My sister was obsessed
I loved it.
with them. That's why I used to
When
watch
they did
it.
a crossover with Hannah Montana,
Yeah.
That's a Raven,
All the
Selena
Disneys,
Gomez.
yeah.
Oh,
The way is, I don't think I ever saw them after this age.
okay.
I don't know what they look like
And-
now, though.
And I've only seen, so for some reason it might sound weird, but I kind of
This is what they
recognize,
look
I
like
recognize that one more.
Oh,
So I
wow.
feel
Oh,
like-
that's Cody. Yeah,
I feel
because he
like-
was in Friends. He was Russ's son, Ben.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they look at. This is what they look at now. It's so cute. But yeah, so basically he said how they were forced into acting because their family was going through financial issues because their mum was irresponsible. So he said when they were the age of 1, their parents divorced, and they basically, I think also he says that his mum kind of had like mental health issues and like alcohol. She was a alcoholic, and so yeah, they were basically forced into acting. So he said how he never had the opportunity to be like, oh, this is my passion, I'm chasing this. It was a thing of, it was a means to an end. It was something that he had to do.
Yeah.
They had to do to make money. And he said like their dad got full custody of them when they were age 10, but like all the money and everything they'd done prior to that age, before their dad took over, he was like, it was all just gone. Like it was just squandered and whatever the mum kind of did with it. And he said that is one of his, I guess like a wound that he has. So to quote what he said on the podcast, he said, "My mother was an incredibly wonderful and artistic woman, but she was financially the most irresponsible woman ever." He also goes on to say that all the money that they made, that there was nothing they could show for it when they were that age. And he says, when my father was given forced custody, we had pretty much lost everything from the earliest parts of our career. I think it was the consequence of some alchemy of, in terms of his mum, of some alchemy of addiction and mental instability, and it's probably the greatest wound in my life. Very sad. But and then he was also asked, so obviously with Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, there's been a lot of like scandals that's come out from a lot of the child actors in terms of like trigger warning, in terms of like abuse and pedophilia. I know that Mark Schneider from Nickelodeon, like he's just known as an alleged.
Who's that?
Mark Schneider. He's the one who did like Drake and Josh and Kenan and Kel, like all those shows. He basically so he was the guy who signed off all the Nickelodeon's shows. Yeah, even iCarly and stuff. So one of the girls, Sam on iCarly, one of the main characters on iCarly, he was abusing her like over years, basically.
Really?
And basically on that show, there was this weird joke about like feet fetish. And basically, no, sorry, not Mark, Dan Schneider, sorry. I was thinking Dan, the guy. That looks like thingy from How I Met Your Mother. But yeah, sorry, so
This guy.
that fat guy, yeah, that's him. Yeah, so basically,
Fluffy.
huh?
No.
Was it Jins?
With what?
Fluffy.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a fat
Boy,
piece of
if
shit.
you don't.
Because he was out here abusing kids. He's a fat piece of shit. So basically, on this show, yeah, there was this whole thing. There was this joke about like feet fetish. That's because he had a foot fetish.
Oh, really?
So basically, the girl was basically saying how like sometimes some of the storylines there'll be like weird things that's in there that I guess if you're watching from adult eyes now, you will clock it. But apparently, he was living out like his fantasies with like the actors like on the shows and stuff. He would have like very random stuff in there. So that happened. But yeah, so when he was asked about that in terms of Disney Channel side of scandals or whatever, he was basically like a lot of the stuff. Let me get the actual quote. He said, sorry. Okay, so before I get there, in terms of his whole Disney Channel thing, he said, by the time my brother and I got to Disney Channel, we were good. It was a huge boon to us. And basically, they said being on that show, where they knew when they were recording, they do it, blah, blah. He said it provided them a really good stability that they needed, especially after coming from divorce and the dad having the full custody and all that kind of stuff. So then he was saying how basically, he said there's two types of kids in the child acting business industry, right? He said there's the thespian kids who choose to do it, and then there's the working class kids, and he's saying that he and Dylan are working class kids. So he was saying how my parents didn't come from much, and I have now been granted a life of primarily financial stability and surplus in many cases. That is the byproduct of working for 30 years and trading my childhood. And then he was basically saying how with like, I guess, I know more about the Nickelodeon scandals than I do the Disney Channel. But obviously a lot of kids complain about the amount they have to work and all that kind of stuff. But he was basically saying that when you don't have money, when you come from money and money isn't what you're doing this for,
Yeah.
it's easy for you to complain about stuff.
Okay.
So with him and his brother, they can't relate because
they needed it for the money.
they needed it for the money. Do you get
Yeah.
me? So he was like, kind of like he didn't say this, but it was given like the vibe of rich kids. Of course they're going to complain about working. But because they came from money, they didn't have to do that. They're doing it for the passion.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this was a means for us to live kind of thing. But I just thought it was very, very interesting interview. And there was a clip around on Twitter where basically he's on the podcast and he's smoking. And people were like, come on, man, are you really going to be smoking while you're doing a podcast? But it was just so funny. Well, to me anyway. So yeah, it was an interesting interview. Someone else who had an interview as well was Monique. And did you guys know that Monique was in an open marriage?
Nope.
No.
I didn't know. But apparently, the street's been knowing. It's like, I think she announced in 2006.
Oh, is it?
And she and her partner have been together since they were in the 10th grade. It's like over 30-something years. Cute.
Okay.
And they got married in 2006. And apparently she spoke on it. At the time, she had a podcast. Well, no, she spoke about it, I think, at Essence or something like that. And then she ended up having a podcast about it. And it was called Monique. Her husband's name's Sydney. It was called Monique and Sydney's Open Relationship. And then, but she talked about, she had an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, because she's got a Netflix series coming out called My Name is Monique. I'm going to watch it, but that's out on the 4th of April. And so she's talking about like open marriage and whatever, and how she has to close the door to open marriage. but not for the reason that you think. So basically, she initiated the open marriage. So she said, life began to happen. I began to see a strength I had never seen before. He loved me at my worst. I didn't want to sacrifice that just for a lay. So I grew out of it. So basically grew out of her thingy. She said they thought it was about swing. So at the time when it was announced, she had like a lot of, I guess, backlash because it wasn't, at that time, it wasn't normal.
Popular,
it wasn't
or
popular.
like common.
Common, exactly. So she said they thought it was about swinging and orgies, and there was individuals who are serious about God, and they basically brought God into their opinions and stuff like that. She said people lost their minds, and the criticism. She basically never lived that down, and she did say that when she told her husband, he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get cooked for this kind of thing for saying that and whatever." And she said at the time that it was her idea. She said Sydney had this one thing that he had to teach me, and that was I struggle with this word.
Reciprocity?
That's the word, thank you. Lauren Hill said it best, thank you. And he said that basically, he basically said to that if you can have that, then it's only fair that I have it too. But I don't even think that's what made her be like, okay, no. But then they would like openly talk about the relationship she had, and she had this relationship with like this man, and she was they talked about it like openly and comfortably or whatever. But she said that, just knowing what she had and the relationship, I guess the relationship became like even more valuable to her than it ever was. And she was like, yeah, like this is what I want. And he's a manager. When she spoke about how he's the best manager she's ever had, and how like she's had one of the biggest managers in Hollywood, and none of them compare to what her husband's done as her manager. And then she's got this ongoing beef with Oprah and Tyler Perry.
I feel like Monique has beef with a lot of
Yeah,
people.
she does.
Like
But that's what they did. People did that to her.
Who's that guy she's been beefing for time?
But
Director, producer guy.
Lee Daniels.
But you know
cool
what?
now.
But you know what I love
Yeah,
about
they're cool
Monique, right? I love Papa gives me like Mummy Mo, Auntie Mo. Yeah?
Yes.
So when she's beefing you or dragging you, it's always from a place
with
of
love.
love. Yeah, it's like,
And it's so
you
soft.
can't be mad at that. Like I always think.
I thought you don't know you're being dragged.
I wish I possessed that like softness, that
Yeah.
calmness. Like she would drag you with a cuddle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so embracing.
Because look how she dragged Charlemagne. He looked like she was embracing him with love.
Yeah,
Like it's like she's giving you
it's
advice
it's a skill.
of how to be better.
It's literally a skill.
But basically, they did that to her. So this narrative of like Monique always causing
Being
problems,
difficult,
always
yeah.
being difficult, they did that. So anyone who doesn't know the context, so basically she was the star in Precious, and in her contract, it did not include going on a promo tour for Precious, right? I think she did like a couple here and there, but they wanted her to be gone for months. And at the time, she said, "Listen, I have a podcast. I have these other shows I'm doing. I have kids." She's like, "I have babies. I have a husband. I have a home. I have all these things. I'm away months at a time. I've got literally a small window of downtime. I cannot now go to Cannes for the French festival in that small window of time. My family haven't seen me," kind of thing. So she explained that to Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. The three of them directed the film, and she was like, furthermore as well, it's not in my contract. So this isn't something I have to do. It's like a favor. So she was like, I don't have the capacity to do it, essentially. And essentially they took offense with that, and they blacklisted her, blackballed her in the industry. And so it's been an ongoing beef for like 13 plus years now. She and Lee Daniels have made up. They're actually cool. But in terms of Tyler Perry and Oprah, no, they haven't made up. And she still believes that she is owed an apology, which I do believe, because I feel like they really did go out of their way to blackball her in the industry where she wasn't really working much and all that kind of stuff. And then she also said that, so also with Oprah, so trigger warning. So basically Monique was abused by one of her brothers or something like that when she was younger. And I think before the whole, film festival thing and you not going on promo or whatever, Oprah wanted to have the guy, a brother or whatever, on the show, on Oprah's talk show to talk about it. And she gave the green light. But then I guess when they fell out, what Oprah then did was then went the extra mile and got like other members of the family and whatever.
Talk about it.
Do you know what I mean? And obviously she never told Monique about it. So Monique was annoyed about that and said she just didn't like the fact that was her trauma. And you just like, yeah, I gave you green light for my brother, but I didn't ask you to go and contact other members of family that obviously would have gaslit me and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was a very, very good interview. Very, very interesting. I like Monique anyway.
So do I.
She gives me antibiotics. What is it she says on her Instagram? She's like, "Hi, my darlings." It's so cute. Like, she's very, very just...
She's just lovely.
Like, "Hey, my
I would
darlings."
want her as a mum.
Yeah. But it's funny because do you remember that time she dragged the girls for wearing bonnets in airports and stuff? And she was like, you don't need to be going out like that. So you don't need to be dressing like that.
Oh no, but a
You
bonnet.
dress like a lady.
Bonnets and airport is. I hear it.
I don't like bonnets in public. I
won't. If I'm driving, like let's say I'm coming to your house or whatever, I'll do it. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. On me, yes, I've worn a bonnet. Oh, I don't give a heck.
Gina, honey.
I know, literally.
I just only do like a.
Yeah, a couple
I'm
times.
sure I've worn a bonnet on me. I don't care.
I do scarf just because
Take me
of what
as
it is.
I am. If you,
But
don't
not
if you do not like me in my bonnet, then you can't like me ever.
Yeah,
I come on
not a
social
public
media
bonnet
in my
person.
bonnet all the time. My friend said I've got uniform, it's attire, the purple robe, which she hates, and the bonnet.
Why do you? Because I love a robe, right?
So do
My
I.
friends hate my robes.
No, but
I live in robes.
my robe is purple, and it used to. Funny enough, it's not even mine. It's my sister's.
Is your
and
robe like a kimono
one
thing?
too.
Whatever it's called. Is it a kimono? Is that
No,
what
kimono
it's
is different.
the one that goes over you.
Yeah, no, kimono
called?
is
They're like the Japanese robe thing.
yeah, that one's different. But
Oh,
like, I'm
you
in
got
like a
one of
house.
them though, innit?
I do.
Okay.
Someone's coming. I'm bringing that. I'm bringing that shit
I
back.
can see that's one of them.
I
Yeah.
love. Well, I'm a kimono
Not
baby.
you though. I can't see you in the one.
Nah, you know the ones I've got.
Yeah, but I can see
It's
it.
fine. Girl,
I love when I tell you, I love a kimono. That is my bag. I can't wait for someone to hit again.
no, I love
But then no house like the house robes.
the
That
thick
is also my
ones.
bag.
Like
thick
literally,
ones.
like it's attire.
For
Like
the longest
when I
time,
get
the
in
one
my
that was
house.
doing for me, my friends knew me to always wear was my sisters as well.
Yeah, literally.
I love a robe.
They're so comfortable, and my house is always
Best thing.
cold.
My house always cold.
Same.
But even in summer, I wear mine
I
in
slept
summer.
in mine the other day, you know.
It's so nice in it, but you wake up in the middle of the night like really, really hot.
I was sweating. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, this is long.
How come women wear
So
pajamas
comforting.
and robes? But
I
men,
wear pajamas
but men don't
to-
really wear
to
those
sleep.
those two items.
Oh, no,
just in
I don't know
general.
why.
Men wear robes.
I know, but not as much. Like women make a point to wear robes and pajamas. Men don't really wear robes. Like
Men
that.
don't.
Oh no, I've always had a robe. I ain't got one at the minute, but like throughout my life, like growing up.
Do you know what's funny?
this is
'Cause when you
I
watch-
just need to go and find a decent one. But I've always got like a hooded robe. I've had one always.
Oh,
had
yeah.
one.
Because you know what? It actually
I don't
spills
know
into
my life.
TV. Because when you think about TV, right now I'm thinking of Fresh Prince when he was going to get married to that girl because he wanted to have sex with her. It was, what's her name? Kim Fields.
Yeah.
And in TV shows as well, women always will dress sexy, whatever. And the guy's just in his bedroom boxers and singlet. Yeah, put some silk pajamas on.
I'm done.
Get your honeymoon attire up for me.
I'm done. I hear it.
Men don't do sexy.
You won't wear silk. Like, would you
Lingerie.
ever wear silk?
Sexy
Like,
bedwear, I guess.
No.
Like silk boxes.
you wouldn't wear. Would you wear silk like
Can you wear silk
pajamas?
boxes?
Like
That would
pajama
slap.
sets?
I would because it would probably feel really, really nice on my skin.
I
Yeah.
think silk boxes will slap, you know.
You know what
I
I mean?
don't know about that.
You'll feel so free down there.
Do you know what it is?
No, silk boxes would,
That'd be lit.
would feel dope. I reckon.
That will feel
Yeah.
lit.
Yeah, I think that'll feel dope.
Okay,
I don't know if there is any out there.
I have a business idea.
Yeah.
How
Girl,
much?
gap in the market. Do your thing.
Can you imagine?
No, but then I have to model it and I'm not on it.
No, you get buy it.
Someone else will model it
Get
for
the
you. You don't have to
Chippendales to do
model
it.
True.
You ain't got to do it. You got to do it.
Silk box.
But I love pajamas and stuff like that. All right, so someone else who's out here being problematic, and obviously because I know I just said with Monique's one year, maybe the people them did it to her. I don't know. Maybe this is Rebekah Vardy's story as well. But I just think like I'm not a get your husband. Like I'm not one for someone's husband handing their wife.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I just think for what her husband is, he might need to have a word. But apparently she's beefing another wag. Her name's Annie Kilner.
Is she the one that was Rooney's, the one who had
Yes,
issues
the
with
one that
Colleen?
was the one that was that one that was hiding on the
You're
sneaker.
forgetting, Jamie Vardy, he's not a massive superstar, in it. So this is keeping his name alive.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
so it's
all right
helping
then.
him.
It's helping him, man.
I thought they were like,
I'm lying.
Helping him.
It's helping keep his name out there.
What, with his gal doing foolishness.
Yeah.
That's not helping him. No.
I'll be honest, I thought they were like some kind of football elite or something like that.
No.
Oh, that's all right then. In that case, you ain't got to check her then.
Yeah.
You like
no,
this.
he ain't a scrub, but he's nearing the end of his
Like
career.
a scrub.
But he's not like a superstar.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, apparently she and Annie were going back and forth. I think Annie's man must have cheated or something like that. And then Rebekah then went on her Instagram posting something about like the gift that keeps on giving, something about, you know, being a doormat and stuff like that. And then Annie then obviously went back and said, Annie then went back, obviously must have called her out like whatever. Then she then went back and said how Annie's obsessed with her. This is Rebekah. Annie's obsessed with her. She said, waking up this morning to my name being associated. This is what Becky said, by the way. She has got good hair actually. Anyway, waking up this morning to my name being associated with this delightful story in yet another opportunity to attack me. Funny though, this isn't This isn't that it's my name she wants to use, rather than the people actually laughing at her for being a doormat. Art of deflection to a T. Great at playing the victim is our Annie. I think she needs to focus with what's going on in her own life instead of trying to tag me, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. She said all of that mess. Was there ever a show with like wags in the UK? I think
I actually used to watch it. It was called, I forgot what it was called, but it was, they only had one season though.
Wags Boutique.
I don't think it was Wags Boutique, but
It was, and they had the
wasn't it called
shops.
Footballers' Wives?
That's
Yeah.
a fake show.
No, but it was called Footballers'
Yeah,
Wives.
that was real.
Yeah, but then they had the Wags that was shop. Then they had Wags Boutique.
I think they should have another one.
And they had
Okay, so Footballers' Wives wasn't like, it was like a drama.
Oh.
Oh, there was 5
That
seasons.
wasn't that on Sky One?
Yeah, I used to watch it. It was actually good though.
Sky One used to be the channel, you know.
Yeah.
All the good shows.
See this woman here, I remember she was the main character. I remember her.
But I think they should have another one by Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah.
What made you go with that verse?
No, because Bravo do the best. They do all the Real Housewives.
Oh, did they?
Oh,
Sorry.
really?
Yeah.
I'm uninformed.
I didn't know that.
I thought I ain't heard Bravo for time.
What do you think Bravo is?
Golden Channel.
No, it's a channel. I haven't heard people talk about Bravo for
Oh
years.
no, not the channel. I mean the production company.
Oh,
Sorry, yeah.
So I thought I was on.
Yeah, I thought you meant Bravo
I don't watch
was the
Oh no,
Housewives
no,
in
no.
it.
Oh
so-
yeah, sorry. I meant the like Bravo is a production
Oh.
company, and they do all the housewives in Dubai,
I didn't know
Lagos,
that.
everywhere.
Paramount, Comedy
Oh, okay.
Central,
So
them
he was on there.
obscure channels.
I don't know.
I don't know none of these girls.
Hmm?
I think they should have one
You
today
know who any of the husbands are. That's how you can work.
because this
These
is
were
how
the
you do it.
But who's-
meatiest wags. Who's
Who's a famous wag now though?
The most famous.
Like now, who's?
Always not Rebecca.
Victoria Beckham.
Victoria Beckham. She's like
No, I'm talking about.
She would never do a show like that though.
No.
I'm talking
it's
about.
not.
I ain't
She
talking
didn't
about,
wanna
I ain't
do
talking
the
about old
Spice
school
Girls tour.
wags. I'm talking
But
about.
she's not really.
I'm talking about new school.
Although
man.
she's old school, yeah, she's like Victoria
New
Beckham
school?
is like the biggest.
who is new school?
I
It'd be
don't
like
know.
one of their girlfriends, but we don't know that. We don't care about
Do you know
that.
what I
No,
think it is?
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
There
you
aren't
just,
any
you just have to think about
famous ones.
the popular footballers, and it would just be
Yeah.
their girlfriends.
I know Saka's girl was getting some publicity during the World Cup
Yeah,
yeah,
she
she's
was.
stunning.
Yeah,
because she was out
Her
there
lace
with the
front was
family.
late, honey.
Apart from her, I ain't seen any new ones emerge onto the scene. I guess.
I know. What's his name? Joe Gomez's wife,
Okay.
but she's a very chilled. I went to from her. She's very chilled, so she wouldn't want to be on. She wouldn't be on a show like that. But I feel like someone needs to commission a show, and this is a good storyline for that kind of show where it's just mess upon mess upon mess upon stupid arguments, because I can't do this. But yeah, man, that is all from me. Not Mr. Rotate.
Do 6 what would you first then?
All right, let's do this. What would you do?
right.
Okay.
Hi girls, easy question here. How would you handle the Aloni situation with the taxi? Who's misguided with their position on this one? Is she doing too much? Is he doing too little? What is the etiquette at play here? I'd like to hear your takes on this. I'd love the guys to chime in on this too. Love the show, love the team. Have a great weekend. So, Esther, are you going to give us context?
Let me give you context.
Oh, I thought I was doing rotation. Then.
Yeah, you went
You
to
went
toilet,
toilet?
didn't
You couldn't wait 2 seconds.
No.
you? In silence.
This is insane.
We would have been waiting.
This is
beyond.
beyond.
You can't wait 2 seconds.
We would have been waiting in silence.
Say nothing. To be fair, you got to leave anyway, so it's probably best you do
Yeah.
it first.
All right, so context. Oloni's podcast, Laid Bare Podcast, had a clip surfacing yesterday where in the clip, she talks about her friend going on a date. So her friend goes on a date with 2 guys. Guy 1, that's the first date. She went on a date with him. It was a very lovely date. The guy picked her up, dropped her. It was a nice date. Went as, I guess, the friend would want it to go.
Yeah.
Cool. That goes by. Day 2, she is going to go on a date with this guy. And he messages her early in the day, like, are we still down for today, whatever? She's like, yeah, we are. Then she says to him, and this is the controversial part, she says to him, are you going to pick me up or will you be ordering me an Uber? He takes like 23 minutes to reply, and he comes back and he says, you can get a train, tram, or bus there, and I will also be making my way there. See you later, kind of vibe. So in the reaction in the video, one of the girls who's on the panel with Oloni says, oh, he's a bastard. But it wasn't like he's a bastard die. It was like he's a bastard, but obviously the word is harsh in it. So she said that. And then they're basically laughing about it and said how, you know, that's wild. Like, how can he not? Essentially kind of, I guess, broke shaming. And then also, Oloni said something. Oloni said, "Oh, she said to her friend that a guy like that, yeah, he can slap you because why would you not like if he can talk to you like that?" I guess what they were really making a point was response and how rude and sharp to the point it was in
That
terms of
wasn't
you can
nice.
get
I
this,
didn't like
this,
that.
this, and whatever. Yeah, I thought it was wild to. I just think that domestic violence is a very serious thing to be used as a joke like that. So she was like, "Oh yeah, someone like that, he can slap you," and da 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 da. And it was like, there was no need for that. So basically, all of that conversation sparked this massive, hours-long
About us hating each other again.
foolishness.
Emmanuel said that she asked both guys for a taxi. The first said yes. The second said what Esther said.
Yeah, I covered that.
That's what I think. I think
Thanks, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So personally, my thoughts is that I don't get typically picked up for dates. I am very, very big on security. I'm very, very aware that the weirdos out there, you will not know my address. I can actually say I've only been picked up on a date from my house because I can give you like another street. But that's because that person, I knew people who knew him, so I couldn't get kidnapped. I couldn't get. Do you know what I mean? Like we can trace this back. I knew where he lived. It was safe enough to do so. I think it's wild, yeah, that in this day and age where women's safety is a constant conversation, because the girls online were fighting to give guys on first dates, as in guys you do not know, a stranger, your address for Uber. That's scary to me. So, but I also think I think being picked up and being dropped is nice, but for me, it's not prerequisite.
But they're not seeing it from your perspective though. No one's thinking about safety. Everyone's
How could you not be?
Because they're just thinking about convenience, luxury, people spending. It's
Soft life.
That's all it is.
Not soft life in the grave,
The
child.
crazy thing is for me, yeah, is maybe it's because I like struggle because I don't. It's not a thing for me.
It's not
Like
a
I
thing
don't
for me.
care.
It's not a
Like
thing for me.
it's and I don't know if it's because I drive. Maybe it's because I drive, but generally speaking, I don't have issues making my own way to somewhere.
Yeah,
Do you get what I
don't.
mean? I do get lazy sometimes and I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, like if I was going on a date with a guy, I've never asked. And to be fair, I don't date often anyway, so I haven't got much experience with dating.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the luxury of someone like coming to pick me from my house. And drop
I've
me
had,
home.
yeah, I'm the same as you. I don't date often, but for me as well, it's not something that I care about. Like, this was even pre me driving, when if the guy drives or whatever. Like, I'll be honest with you, this is not the standard in which I'm judging whether this guy's a good date or not.
Yeah.
The date is not going to be bad or any less good or better on account of you dropping me. Like, you don't get bonus points. Do you know what I mean? You don't get points deducted because you didn't drop me or you didn't pick me up. You just don't. But again, I think about safety way too much. Like, I'm the person, when I go to a restaurant, I don't snap
Until you
restaurants I'm
leave.
out until I leave.
Yeah.
Or the day after. Do you know what I mean? I think of these things. But the girls were really fighting over this and saying, oh, and then, people that think like you and I, we're pick-me's, by the way. This is what they were calling them yesterday. Of
But
course
that's
we are.
always the case, though. That's the
Always
thing
the
that
case.
annoys me. Yeah, it's like if you have a difference of opinion, it's like, oh, you're a pick me. No, I'm just not. And the crazy thing is, yeah, I do see it as a level of entitlement. I'm not gonna lie.
100% it is.
And I
It
don't.
100%
And I
is.
don't move. That's just not my character. So if me not moving with a sense of entitlement means I'm a pick me, then should be I'm a pick me, isn't it?
Who's gonna beat me?
Like-
My thing is anyway, I'm fine with
Literally.
it because the kind of guys you're trying to get picked by is not the kind of guys that I'm trying to get picked by. So it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was that whole tussle online. I do think that if you are going on a date with a guy, I don't have expectations of people. Maybe I glorify struggle too, but I don't expect. If I go on a date, I don't expect him to pay for everything. I don't place expectations on people. I just don't do it. I don't roll like that. Do you get what I mean? And then, who was it? Breenie Lee brought up this whole thing about princess treatment. And basically, she basically said, if you have to ask for princess treatment, it's because you're not a princess. The girls who get princess treatments are not princesses. Sorry, are princesses. Blah, blah, blah. And it was a whole thing because people were like, but when you...
Heard she got flamed for that as well.
Yeah, because when Kojo was out here talking about you were begging for drinks on the table, the girls were supporting you. And now here you are.
Like
thinking,
it's very shady.
Very
Like
shady.
that comment is it's unnecessary because basically you're saying. So what you're saying is that I'm not a princess.
Yeah, and what you're saying is that you're responsible for how a guy treats you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No.
But yeah, so
Who told you I want to be a princess anyway? Fuck them princesses.
listen, But
I'm joking.
yeah, I feel like it is entitlement to expect a guy to do. I personally don't like the entitlement that is present in dating. But if I'm being honest, it's not really my problem because
I ain't dating.
I'm not dating, and also I'm not the one that's the entitlement is being forced on. I'm not the guy dating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I do think that unfortunately, because a lot of guys, I don't think men are on code, because a lot of guys accept the entitlement behavior from certain people. Everyone thinks it's like this is what comes with it.
And do you know what I think is very unfair though? Yeah, it is definitely broke shaming though.
It is 100%.
Because you need to like think about everyone's like not you can't be watching someone's pocket like that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so I do think it's a bit unfair.
Do you know what's so funny? Some guy was like, if I spend £30 on Uber, we're taking off the bill. So now you've only got £20.
I'm dead.
To spend.
To spend. I'm dead.
Is going on a date,
I'm
right?
not here for
So
it.
she went on an amazing date, and the following weekend, she was about to go on a date with another guy. The first weekend with the guy, she asked him, she said, "Are you gonna call an Uber for me?" And then he was just like, "Okay, like where do you live? Yada yada yada." Anyway, he sorted it out. They had a great time, and she wasn't like she was asking like a dickhead. She was being really nice about it. She never just said like.
Get me a
I
cab.
thought I read it, so I analysed like, okay, no, you asked really nicely. Anyway,
Right.
needless to say, they had a good time. They went out. You know, they basically like bar hopped because you know it was one of them ones where you have such a good time you don't want to go
Let's
home.
get to the next place.
And she was telling me how like much they were just laughing and enjoying each other's company. The following week, she has a date with another guy. She says the exact same thing. She's talking to him really pleasantly. She says, "Are you gonna sort out like an
Me
Uber
getting
or a
there.
cab for me?" And then he says, "No, you could get like a cab, train, or bus yourself.
He's a bastard.
I'll be
Do you
doing
know
the
what, yeah?
same."
Did that not happen to me?
That happened to me as well.
And I was just like, do you know what? If he didn't want to do it, that is absolutely fine because you can't force a man to do anything. But I felt like his delivery, the way he said
Shady as
yourself,
fuck. Yeah.
like telling her all the types of like vehicles.
Very fucking shady.
He might as well have told her that she could take her foot and walk.
And
there.
walk there.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, "Babe, this guy will slap you. You know that? This guy can slap you because if you could talk to me like that, you can actually slap me." Because why are you so angry? And then you expect we haven't met yet. We have not met. But is going on a
Well,
So, Mandem, what are you saying? Because obviously, like, if you were going on a date with a girl, one, would you offer to like sort out her transportation? Like, would you get her an Uber? Would you drive and would you pick her up?
I drive, yeah, so there's no real issue here for me.
Even if she lived like, let's say you're an East guy, she lived in Croydon.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I drive. All that stuff is not a problem. But I think if you're dating someone and they don't drive, and then you're sitting like, I don't know if these girls are broke or what, but it's like, I don't know what the entitlement is about. If it's a first date, you don't make a plan to meet in a restaurant somewhere. Like, if the guy doesn't drive, if the guy does drive and it's his plan, it's his plan to come to date you and that, then I guess he should handle all the whatever, because just come pick her up or whatever it may be. Like, cool. If you don't drive, means like having a conversation, you're going to meet at the restaurant for your first date.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think the owner should be on the guy to get you there. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? If he doesn't drive.
Sorry, that sigh was very.
I'm tired of these type of conversations.
I'm just saying, if he doesn't drive, I just don't think the owner should be on
That's
to
what
get
the
you
black
there.
community knows. It's broke shaming and relationship. Like,
partake. But
yeah.
For the sake of the pod, please.
For the sake of the pod, all right, cool. First instance, if you've got two people who obviously are not compatible or don't align in their perspectives on how things should be, then that's it. Call a spade, go your separate ways. Cool, whatever. Separately, maybe use proximity to decipher where you should meet. If you live in North London and the girl lives in Croydon, and you know that you don't want to drive to Croydon to now drive back on yourself, maybe arrange to meet somewhere close to her so that you can drive to her house, pick her up, then go somewhere close to her house. It's as simple as that.
Makes sense.
That's a very simple. That's a very simple solution.
Okay, next question. If a girl was to, let's say, obviously you lot are arranging to go on the first date, whatever, and she says, "Oh, so you're gonna come and get me, or are you gonna?" Like, two questions.
Yeah.
Would you offer, Like, would you literally offer and be like, all right, cool, I'm going to come and get you this time, whatever.
Yeah.
Or I'll arrange a car to come and get you, whatever.
Yeah.
Or, this is the first question. And then the second question is, if she asked, what would your response be? As in, like, would it annoy you that she asked? So, Marks, first question, would you offer?
Yeah, look, I have a car. This is just stupid, pointless conversations. I don't need to partake in any of this stuff. It's just stupid.
Sorry.
I don't have.
Sorry, King.
I am a king. You get me? I'm a king, and I'm a man, alpha. You get me? I control every situation I'm in, so I don't have these problems. They're not. It's not even a thing. I think it should be. I think it's probably speaking to guys who ain't got a car. Because I think if you've got a car and you've spoke to a girl and you want to go and line up on a date, it's normal. What else are you? It's normal. It's not even a. It's not even a conversation. I'm gonna come and get you, or if I don't want to come and get you, I'll put you in an Uber somewhere.
All right.
And that's because I've got the means to do it, innit? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm saying I don't want to take my time, my effort to come and drive and get you, I'll put you in the cab because I know I can come and get you. If I don't have a car, I think it's a different conversation. So, but this conversation ain't for me because I drive. I'm straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And brother Yusuf?
On the first date, or just dates in general, I'm likely to go and pick you up.
Okay, cool.
Pick you up and drive you to wherever we go.
All right, cool. And then, Margs, if she offered?
If she...
If the girl...
I mean, she asked.
Sorry, if she asked you, like, asked you to come and get me or whatever.
Yeah, just say, yeah, all right, cool.
All right, cool. Youth?
If she says,
This is a proper non-thing.
No,
you know?
I'm just trying to, strike up discourse. Help me
but
here.
I think the discourse must only come from people who don't have the means to do it.
No, fair enough. I hear you.
It's for the non-driver, because I think any man that's got a car and he drives, I don't understand where the gripe is about going to pick someone up, even if they ask you first or whatever. I don't understand. You have a car, you want to date them, you want to see the person. So I don't know where the only thing in my mind I can understand where the problem will be is if this person doesn't drive.
Yeah.
or if she's just far. And the guy,
Even then, no, because how far are we talking?
no, I'm not. I'm talking to men who think, oh, you're too far for me to travel there and back. So
You don't have to go there, but what are you doing? If she's come, like, you don't have to, if you're gonna go on a date, like, you can go travel near her yard and go eat or drink around her area.
That's what he-
yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
that's
what he
what I
said.
said.
That's what I'm trying to say. So again, it's not there's no like conundrum. Like, it's not crazy.
I'm just putting my head into other people's heads and what people might, you know what I mean, be deciphering.
So if she asked, if there was like a sense of entitlement,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
Probably depends how I feel about the girl, how much I like her, how much I'm into her, how much I want this to go somewhere, and obviously how she acts. But if I'm coming to pick you up anyway, and I'm into you, and I want this date to run, and you ask me, "Oh, are you coming to pick me up?" I'm not going to let that
Tell you,
ruffle my
your
feathers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to proceed.
All right, cool.
Do you? Cause I just don't understand why a girl asking, "Are you gonna come pick me up?" would ruffle someone's feathers.
Because some men see it as
Entitlement.
Some men had no intention of picking them up anyway, or even contributing to their travel. So it's like, why are you asking me? I mean,
Yeah, you can. You just gotta want better for yourself, man, and stop giving people your pom pom that don't deserve it.
Jeez,
I don't understand. Like, man, all men want to do is chopping that anyways. These men want pom pom and thing, and they got no expectations of coming to pick you up. They don't even want to make sure the pom pom's secure back to the yard. This is crazy. If that's something so petty, is not that like that's a big problem for you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be chopping these kind of brothers. You gotta have more respect for your pom pom and be like concentrate on where you're giving it. 'Cause this is crazy.
but does the guy drive?
I don't know.
Because when he listed all the means of transportation, he said, "Oh, I'm getting there myself."
I'll meet you there, I think.
Yeah, was he implying that he's also going to?
I think so. Because do
train or
you know
whatever?
when it did come across like
Yeah.
he doesn't drive?
Okay.
Well, that's what I got from it, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I feel like we've given our take on it, to be honest. And yeah, that's it. So let's get into the reaction.
The rotation. All right. The reaction. The rotation. All right. Obviously, it's Friday. So it's New Music Friday. I'm going to let you guys know two of the projects I'll be listening to this weekend. First and foremost, you got Jim Jones and Hitmaker. They got a project out called Back in My Prime. Solely produced by Hitmaker and some of his co-producers. I'll be checking that out. 8 tracks, 25 minutes long, quick. I gave it a little spin this morning. Sounds dope. I'll be checking that out. Also, another producer and artist collab. You got Music Soul Child and Hit Boy with a project called Victims and Villains. 10 songs, 38 minutes. I'll be checking that out as well over the weekend. So yeah, check those out if you're interested. Quick shout out, Miles. No, sorry, it's close to me. Also, you didn't finish your story about why you didn't take me to this, but yeah. So Dizzy Rascal
Don't do
celebrated
that and make it seem as another one.
the
Thank you.
20th anniversary of Boy in the Corner on Wednesday at the O2. Show was dope. It looked dope. I didn't attend, and this young lady's going to tell me why I didn't attend.
Because I got the drop very last minute, and then to be honest, it weren't going to fit in my day, so I gave it to Bev. Bev went instead.
You get to Bev?
Yeah.
Dumb ones.
Because I was with her when I got sent it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, let's go tomorrow. And I was just like, Bev, I don't have the capacity to add this to the list of things I've got to do tomorrow. So I just gave her the tickets.
Yeah.
But she said it was really good.
It's all good. Anyway, shout out Dizzy Rascal, 20 years. Any early memories of this album?
Do you know what's nuts?
Do you know?
I went to his 10-year one in Wembley. We went Westfields.
Copperberg.
Yeah.
Copperberg Arena. Yeah.
That annoys me though.
Why?
That 10-year was an anti. Do you remember we spoke about it? He did the whole album in like. There was no element of surprise. It was literally like the running order of the album, like the whole thing. There was no special guest.
Yeah.
It was. I just felt like I was listening to the album. I feel like for 10 years he didn't give me vim.
But for 20,
like he pulled up all the stops. So good on him.
From the clips I saw, it looked live.
Whenever I think of this album, it reminds me of like I was in year 8 when it came out. Yeah, and you know back then obviously I couldn't afford the album. So me and my friend went halves. On the album, the way we split it was we went halves, but it was really cute.
I haven't heard the term on the half.
We went halves. So basically, this is what we did. She copied. So this is how we did it. So one person got the actual like authentic CD, and then the other person got a copy. You know when you could like copy CDs.
Yeah.
But the person who got the copy got to keep the actual case.
Okay.
Of the CD.
So one had the real case.
One had the real case.
One had the real CD.
But what was funny was because I had the real CD with the fake case in. I wanted the lyrics. So I remember listening and writing the lyrics down on paper. Because remember in albums, you used to get the lyrics on like the cover. But I was obsessed with Dizzy, man. Like he had me in a chokehold.
Literally. I know you were outside at this time.
I didn't listen to the album. I don't even know it. I don't even know what songs are on there. I didn't
Really?
Like it.
Wait.
You don't like Boy in the Corner?
You don't know this album? How come?
Didn't like it.
Really? Stop that.
So
tune's
what,
hard.
You mean after your first listen, you were like, this ain't really a bit of me?
Fix up, look sharp.
Like the songs that are on there, I know them because of the bars. Because obviously, remember I'm old school innit. I didn't digest that the way everybody else digested it.
2003.
Yeah, and I've been listening to Dizzy. I watched Dizzy Rascal. I listened to Dizzy Rascal's debut on his radio when never knew when people saying what the fuck is a Dizzy Rascal when they're hearing his high pitched voice.
And what year was this?
I would have been in school. This is 90.
Jesus, sorry.
Wait, don't say 90. What were you gonna say? 90 what?
8, 9 or something like that.
Because this album never came out like 10 years after we first heard of Dizzy Rascal.
No.
There isn't a massive gap between his first ever appearance on radio or in the scene to this album coming out. There's not a massive gap.
Of course there is. What year did the album come out?
2003.
Yeah, of course there is. There's a massive gap. Dizzy was cooking for not long.
You know how old Dizzy was in 2003? Like 16.
Oh, no, he weren't 16 when he dropped the album.
How old was he?
Would have been 18 or 19 or something like that.
No,
He wasn't 16-year-old when he dropped the album.
You're acting like Dizzy Rascal emerged on the scene in 96.
He was.
He emerged onto the scene in 96.
Underground rapping.
How old was I then? Jesus.
Year 7. This Rascal was like 13 in 96.
Year 7, I wouldn't have been listening to Dizzy. But by year 9.
Hold on.
Yeah, year 9 and year 10, I was listening to Dizzy, yeah.
Let me just find out how old Dizzy Rascal is.
So obviously, I know Dizzy is like raw, cold, killing the underground structure, like this was like structured music. I wasn't ready for this, if that makes sense. You know, like songs, like 3 verses, hooks and that. I wasn't ready to hear him like that. I hear him underground on the mic and like cooking it in it. So I wasn't ready for this when it came out. I didn't want to hear this. I wanted to hear him like he was in the raves. Do you get what I mean?
He's 38, so this came out when he was 18.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no, this came out in 2003. He was 18 in 2003. You said you heard him in 96.
Yes, I said you said he was 16 when he was. I said no, he wouldn't have. He would have been about 18 or something like that.
Okay, no, that still supports what I'm saying. He was 18 in 2003. You said you first heard him in 96.
Would have been 99 then. I was listening to Dizzy in secondary school. I'm nearly sure I was. Am I going crazy?
I think you've got the timeline mixed up a bit.
Maybe I did. Maybe
Dizzy Rascal wasn't out in 1996.
Maybe I'm mixing up Nasty Crew and
that's when Reasonable Doubt dropped.
JD died in 2003. JD bust me on...
Tupac died in 96.
JD bust me on Dizzy Rascal. Maybe it was would it have been 2 years then? 2 to 3 years? 99, 2000 or something like that then.
Probably around 2000.
2000
Let's be honest. Probably around
Okay, then I'm just getting my timelines mixed up.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would have been in school
When?
when I was listening to Dizzy. I was listening to Dizzy Rascal in secondary school. I left secondary school in 2001.
Yeah. Yeah, you was. But I just feel like initially you were acting like you were listening to him like back in when Illmatic came out.
No,
But I'm just surprised. So what?
So how old would he have been in? Yeah, he was young. I don't know. I got my timelines mixed up. I feel like I was in school listening to him though. That's what I feel like.
For example, I was in college when this album came out.
Yeah.
And me, you are the same age, so.
Was that 03?
Yeah.
I'm saying not 99 then, 2000 then. I'm saying it must 2000.
Well, even 2001.
Huh?
Even probably 2001.
What, him emerging?
Yeah, probably 2001.
No, it's earlier than that.
Like rave scene, Sidewinder, doing the circuits, pirate radio.
What year did he get stabbed?
Um,
Was his album out then? His album wasn't out then because Wiley took him. That was Iron Napper in it.
did he get stabbed? No, he got stabbed after this album.
Was it after?
Yeah. Remember, the second album was when he detailed all that stuff. I think. Remember, him and Wiley were still cool because Wiley's on this album. I think he got stabbed after this.
I can't remember because remember them man they started doing the Sidewinders, started doing the like just going around all Cardiff and that. Yeah. And then it was the summer thing when they started going to Iron Apple and doing the summer thing, yeah. And then they would go there and they do it and they done that summer, yeah. And then it was like everybody went there for their holidays, like everybody.
Yeah.
And then when they came back, it's like everything just changed.
Yeah.
Like everything just changed. Like it was different. Like these man was like popping.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
You get me? So that would have been that definitely would have been early times. They was doing that the Napa scenes, the party holidays, the crunch things, the Sidewinder stuff.
Yeah.
From before the tune come. Remember, I Love You was out for years before it came out.
Yeah,
like years and years and years, like years and years and years, like not for long.
I think for me, the earliest memories of Dizzy was when he was around 16. So 2000, 2001 is when I first kind of knew. Even if you date back, like for example, he said he made I Love You when he was 16. So you know, I'm trying to say. But yeah. That's that, innit?
So he made I Love You when he was 16.
Yeah.
And what's that, 2001?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm right then. 99, 2000, I'm listening to him.
You said 96 first.
96 was wrong. I started secondary school in 96. That was an accident.
I'm
99. I said
listening.
year 9. Yeah, year 9. Like 99.
Alright, cool. Esther, any memories of Boy in the Corner, or is that not really your era at all?
I was born 95. This is definitely it's above me.
Yeah, above you. There's certain things that came out in the 70s that I'm aware of.
True. But no, I was not in the grime. No.
Grime scene. Alright, cool. Alright, another bit of music news that you lot might be interested in. Drake and Lil Baby are rumoured to be releasing an album. The news was actually broke by, strangely enough, Black Coffee, the house DJ. So if this does come to fruition, this would be his third collab album, I guess, following on from the one with Future and 21 Savage.
Do you think it's gonna be another house thing? Because why does the house DJ know?
That's the thing. I never heard the snippet of him talking, but I just saw the headline and I thought for him to be the leak of this is kind of strange.
This news.
Yeah, the bearer of this news is kind of weird. But the question I had for you guys was, obviously, you know, Drake he collabs a lot. If you had to pick an artist to do the collab album with Drake, who would it be? Yeah, who is your ideal Drake album collab?
My ideal Drake album collab got done already, man.
I was gonna say
Future.
Okay. I feel like their collaboration was really good. I can't think of anyone else I'd want him to.
Mine will be Ross.
Okay.
Rick Ross. Also, I feel like if they're gonna lean,
Russ.
if they're gonna, no, not Russ. Ross.
Okay.
Yeah. If he was gonna lean heavily into his girl bag and melodic and R&B, I would probably say maybe Wale. You know.
Ooh, that'd be a good album.
Yeah, I think Drake and Wale would make good
That'd be a really good album.
music together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that'd
Dice
be a really good
Pineapple
album.
type of vibes, like you know, Gold Roses type of vibes.
No, that would actually slap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, cool. Next up,
For me, it's Pusha.
oh sorry, bro.
You said it's Pusher.
Even with history.
I think he will make it spicier. And then we will see who's the best barrers.
Who is the best barrers?
It's Drake.
100%. 100%. All right, you lot know who Logic is?
The rapper.
Yeah. So I'm not sure you've seen. He's under a bit of fire because he done a remake of Ice Cube's "It Was a Good Day." It's like I guess acoustic version with live band behind him, and he's singing the lyrics. It's not good. It's kind of like a whatever.
It's not good.
But then Ice Cube's son, basically, he saw it, and then he said, "Hold on, let me get the thing." He said, "I respect Logic. I think he can rap, and that's all I really need. But bruh, if I ever hear you sing about my mother again, it's gonna be misunderstanding." So, you know, in the song when he goes, "I got a beat from Kim, and she can fuck all night."
He did not sing that.
That is Ice Cube's wife, Kim.
And he sang that.
I never realized that. You know, I never knew that Ice Cube was talking about his wife this whole time.
Was she his wife at the time?
I guess she was just his girl at the time, or someone he was pursuing. But that turned out to be his wife, innit? So that's why he said, "Don't speak about my mother." Because in the clip, Logic sings it, innit? He goes, "I got a beat from Kim, and she can fuck all night."
He's very silly. He's very silly for that.
But I don't know if Logic knew that was
Okay,
that's his
true.
mother.
That's true.
I just find it interesting that bar was about the woman that went on to be his wife that he's still with now.
That's so lit. That's so romantic.
Yeah, quite interesting stuff. All right, lastly, we're going to talk about albums. We're talking about 3 album runs. So I saw a post which was debating who has the best 3 album run, and these were the albums they listed, right? So it was Alicia Keys, Songs in a Minor, then into Diary of Alicia Keys, then into As I Am, then Usher, 8701, into Confessions, into Here I Stand, then Beyonce, Dangerously in Love, into B-Day, and into I Am Sasha Fierce, right? I don't necessarily care about these, but I just wanted to ask you guys, in your estimation, who's had the best 3 album run? If you can think quickly off
So was Alicia Keys?
Yeah, well, you can answer this question if you want to.
Oh.
So have you heard these albums?
Yeah. I actually think Beyonce.
You think that's the best 3 album run?
Actually,
Dangerously in
no.
Love, B-Day, I Am Sasha Fierce.
No, because I was going to say Beyonce, the album. I feel like Beyonce, the album, was a new Beyonce.
Yeah.
I feel like that broke different types of milestones.
Okay.
Out of them 3,
Yeah.
probably the Usher's one.
The
What's
Usher one.
Drake's ones? Is Drake's Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, and If You're In This Is Too Late or something?
Well, his first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the first album called again?
Take Care.
Yeah, no. Take Care. That your first album?
Ain't that the first one? The other one was a mixtape. It's like a mixtape-ish kind of thing. The proper.
I wouldn't say
first-
Drake because his album been hit and miss for me, boy.
Yeah, but that 3 in a row. Well, after Take Care, was it Nothing Was the Same? Then If You're In This Is Too Late.
Hold on.
Yeah, but I didn't see it. I stopped at nothing was the same.
No. His first album was Fake Me Later.
Thank Me Later. Ain't that a mix? That's like a mixtape.
No, that's his first. No, So Far Gone. You're thinking about. So Far Gone was.
Oh, yeah,
the project that
okay.
made him famous. His first album on Cash Money was Fake Me Later. Then it was Take Care.
I
Then
don't
Nothing
think I
Was the Same.
remember Thank Me Later. What's on Thank Me Later again?
Fake Me Later is Fireworks, Karaoke, Over, Show Me a Good Time, Up All Night, Fancy, Shut It Down, Unforgettable, Light Up, Miss Me, Find Your Love, Thank Me Now, Best I Ever Have.
Okay, so and then what's after that? Take Care.
Then it's Take Care. Then
Then
it's
it's-
Nothing Was the Same.
Actually, yeah, I would say Drake.
Take Drake.
Yeah, I'll take Drake.
Then take it.
When you
that
read out,
three.
yeah, I'll take Drake.
Yeah, that 3. There you go.
That 3.
Yeah,
That's lit. That's up and
I
stuff.
that was it. It's up and stuck.
I think Kanye, College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation. That 3 album run is
Yeah, that's good. as
probably
well.
one of the best. I think Rick Ross. What run was it? It was Deeper Than Rap, into Teflon Don, into God Forgives I Don't. I think that run was crazy. Kendrick, first 3 albums as well. DMX has got a run in there as well. His first 3 albums as well, crazy.
Hey, J. Cole, what am I talking about? I think J. Cole's. Well, what was his first again?
I
Album?
don't know if J.
Was,
Cole's got a great
thingy.
3 album run, you know.
First one was Sideline Story.
Yeah, which I think disappointed.
Yeah,
a tad.
that's the thing.
So what? So Sideline Story, Born Sinner,
You know.
into 2014 Forest Hill Drives. It's not a bad.
I think,
It's
no,
not,
I would do Born Sinner. I would leave Sideline Story out, even though that is such a popular pop
which album?
Sideline Story. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's not like.
I get you. I don't think it's a great 3 album run.
No, it's not. Because if we start from Born Sinner,
Yeah.
then I think it's a good 3.
Born Sinner into, hold on.
into Forest Hills Drive into
Oh, what?
to thingy. What's it
That
called?
boring album, man. What's it called?
Where he announced his kids.
For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only.
That was a snooze fest.
I really like For
That
Your
was
Eyes
a
Only.
snooze fest.
That was a good tour
You
as
like
well.
that album?
Yeah, I liked it. That was a good concert as
That's
well.
when, because J. Cole used to be my, not used to be, he is my guy, right?
Yeah.
But when that album came out, that's when I fell into the J. Cole was boring as well.
Really?
I got, I was like, this is.
Nah, that was a good album. And the concert was lit. I think the concert definitely made me like the songs even more than I
went to
did.
the concert. That was the one I was at the O2, innit?
Yeah, and it did the whole Neighbours thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second night didn't sell, so they gave out free tickets.
Is it?
Yeah, I didn't. But the second
Actually,
night,
I didn't go.
Sorry, what?
Actually, I didn't buy
J.
that
Cole
ticket.
he had 2 shows at the O2, a couple years back, and the
It's
second
so
night,
messy. Why is that the bit you want to tap into?
The second night didn't sell well, so they're giving out free tickets.
Yeah.
I was at the O2 with Rose ahead of me. Rose, I was living La Vida Loca in the O2.
You had space.
The crazy
Private show.
Hella space.
That's
Hella
right.
space. And when someone plugged me, I thought I hit the jackpot. So I was trying to sell tickets, but they weren't selling. I'm thinking, why ain't they selling?
Why isn't that something?
Because
Give it away.
They're
everyone
giving it
was,
free.
I had 10. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I was hitting people like, you want to go J. Cole? I got free tickets. Not free tickets, sorry. Tickets
But I've
to
got
sell.
to sell. Then definitely nothing.
Everyone's like, nah, man, I got mine already. I'm like, getting it from where?
From same person
Then-
you
then
got
I found,
from.
Then I found out it was out there. Everyone was just grabbing tickets to this concert.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Just click the link.
You know, no discount code, nothing.
Nothing at all, though.
Yeah, I would. Okay, I think Drake.
Drake. Out
Actually,
of Drake and Kendrick, then. So from Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly and Damn.
I don't listen to Kendrick.
You listen to Kendrick, okay.
You know how people do like you either listen to Kendrick or you listen to J. Cole.
Isn't that more of a Drake thing? More of a Drake or Kendrick?
No, I always heard that. You know,
You ever
maybe
listen?
around my age people.
Okay.
So I was more on the J. Cole side. I just can't. I don't know. I've tried to listen to. I don't know what it is. I just can't listen to Kendrick. So I would just vote Drake in that one.
Okay. Brent, what about you? Any free album runs that
I
stick
think
out?
it's definitely between Kanye West and Drake.
Okay.
Definitely.
Which Drake run are you talking about?
All of them.
Listen, one of them. One of them runs is in there.
Yeah.
One of them, yeah. One of them.
Okay. All right. And that's all we have this week for the rotation. Let's get into... Is it me next?
Yeah.
Let's get into some more headlines. West London pollution so bad people can taste the fumes. Locals claim a West London neighbourhood is so polluted by heavy traffic they can taste the pollution in their mouths. Residents of Lupus Street in Westminster claim the changes to traffic rules have made the area difficult to live in. Christina Walsh, 56, has lived in the Churchill Gardens estate all her life and said she has never known it to be so polluted with car fumes, she said. We're getting a lot more traffic in Lupus Street because there's no left turn at Chelsea Bridge. Lupus Street is in the middle of Pimlico and according to one resident, was known as the original 15 minutes towns in London. What does that mean? Its high street was included a supermarket, doctor's surgery and pharmacy, made it popular with residents and a place that outsiders rarely pass through. That was until the first lockdown in 2020. According to Christina, she says, Transport for London stops allowing cars travelling down Grosvenor Road to turn onto Chelsea Bridge. Instead, anyone travelling along the road would have to drive all the way down to Vauxhall Bridge to make the crossing. Sorry, this story is killing me. She claims the clogged up Grosvenor Road and increased the number of vehicles turning into Lupus Street, trying to avoid the traffic jam. Christina has cancer and relies on buses to get her to Royal Marsden for treatment. She usually catches the 360 bus, claims the traffic is so bad that she's forced to get off a few stops early to walk home. She said, you have chemotherapy and you're tired, but because of traffic, you get off early and you have to walk home. That's really the last thing you want. Sometimes after chemo, I feel really nauseous. She claimed the fumes were also affecting her health. She said, because my immune system is so low, I get affected. 9 out of 10 times, I get a cough and it goes a week. But now it's taken 3 weeks. All right. Shout out to Christina. Sorry about that. Next headline, 14 migrants from sub-Saharan Africa drown off Tunisian coast. Sorry, trigger warning. The Tunisian Coast Guard announced on Thursday that 14 migrants from sub-Saharan African countries had drowned and 54 others had been rescued after the boat carrying them sank off the coast of Tunisia. The boat carrying the migrants sank off the coast of Sfax, central eastern Tunisia, on Wednesday night, and the Coast Guard recovered 14 bodies of migrants and rescued 54 others, said the spokesperson from the Tunisian Coast Guard on its Facebook page. The shipwreck comes at a time when many migrants from sub-Saharan, how do you say that word? Sub-Saharan African countries are seeking to leave Tunisia after Tunisian President Kais Saied made remarks against illegal immigration. On February 21st, Saied said the presence in Tunisia of hordes of illegal immigrants from sub-Saharan Africa was a source of violence and crime and a criminal enterprise aimed at changing the demographic composition of the country. After this speech, condemned by NGOs as racist and hateful, nationals of sub-Saharan African countries reported an upsurge in attacks against them and rushed by the dozen of their embassies to be reparated. Sorry, my English is off today. According to official figures, Tunisia has more than 21,000 nationals from sub-Saharan African countries, the majority of whom are in an irregular situation, which is less than 0.2% of the total population of about 12 million. All right, and last headline, trigger warning, Gabon, at least 2 dead and 28 missing in mini ferry sinking. The sinking of a mini ferry in Gabon, departing from Libreville to reach Port Gentil, has left at least 2 people dead and 28 missing. A port authority official who wished to remain anonymous told AFP on Thursday. After the departure of the passenger ship, the crew reported an ingress of water between 3 and 4 a.m. The company Coast Royal Marine said Thursday morning on its Facebook page. This intrusion resulted in a loss of control of the vessel. Authorities have been alerted and rescue is on the scene. Passengers are being rescued, the company said. At the Port Mole Pier, where the boat left with 151 passengers on the board, 6 ambulances were lined up on the quay alongside a fire truck. The Prime Minister and the Minister, sorry, there's a bracket there, don't say the name. I'm going to attempt the name. The Prime Minister, Alain Claude Billy Baise, and the Minister of the Interior, Lambert No Martha, are currently on site. A young woman was carried on a stretcher under a survival blanket to an ambulance, an AFP journalist noted. Other survivors also have disembarked from a barge of the oil logistics company Peshawar, which participated in the rescue under the applause and cries of joy. The survivors are being taken directly to the ambulances to receive first aid, and a tent is being set up to accommodate them. Facing the stretchers lined up on the platform, the families, racked by anxiety, are kept away. They are trying to get up to the barriers, blocking the access to the docks, hoping to see one of their relatives. According to the families present, a crisis cell was set up on Thursday morning. And that's the end of the headlines. Now let's get into the reaction. Super League results from yesterday. There was quite a few games. Both our beloved teams were in action. I'll just read them off and then we can discuss the ones that we deem relevant. Shakhtar Donetsk and Feyenoord drew 1-1. Seville beat Fenerbahce 2-0. Manchester United triumph over Real Betis 4-1. Juventus beat SC Freiburg 1-0. Arsenal drew 2-2 with Sporting Lisbon. Roma beat Real Sociedad 2-0. Bayer Leverkusen beat Ferencváros 2-0. And FC Union Berlin drew 3-3 with Union Saint Gilles. So I guess we can discuss your team and discuss my team.
I missed the games, man. I was hurt. I missed the games. Glad that glad the boys bounced back in emphatic fashion because you get me, it's what we needed. The 2 home games come at a perfect time.
Yeah,
you get me. I haven't seen You see, Weghorst's crying.
Yeah, he looked happy. No, it is. I watched the highlights this morning, and obviously he hasn't scored yet. That's his first goal.
No, that's not his first.
That's not his first goal.
It might be his first at home then, maybe. Maybe it's his
Oh, I
first
thought
home.
his first goal.
Maybe it's his first home goal.
So how come that goal was so?
Poignant to him.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the first time in Old Trafford. To be fair to him, he's having opportunities. Even yesterday, he could have hit a hattie.
No, that's why I thought he was so happy because, well, I thought he hadn't scored before. Then also in the game, he had missed maybe 2 or 3 chances before
Decent
that.
ones, yeah.
So I thought it was like finally I've scored. That's why I was so happy. Anthony's goal was good.
He's coming from the. What's mad is
He cut in.
he's so one-footed. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to improve on that. He needs to be able to go the other way and
Yeah.
give the defender something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, it's like the left foot's so cold. That cutting in thing, it's like you can know what you got to do. It's
Yeah.
about stopping it. Because
Yeah.
when he's cutting and he's done meaty shots or whatever, it's looked like a joke, a cool like whack shot or whatever. But every time he's got it right, like he's just slapped it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like
But he's coming across a bit too one-dimensional for me.
That's the
problem. Like he doesn't seem like he offers much more than being able to.
He needs to be able to go on that right foot, man. I don't know if he's just tricking everybody this season and then next year he's going to try and be more expansive, but he needs the like what the Mara's like. He needs that.
Yeah.
That would be a game changer for him.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it. What happened with you? Like, I see you went behind.
Yeah. No. We went ahead. Went ahead through Saliba.
Oh, 1-0.
1-0.
Okay.
Then they equalised.
Then you went behind.
Yeah, from a corner. I think Matt Turner didn't do well. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights. Corner came in. He just watched it. He didn't try to get it. He didn't try to catch it. Punch. He just watched it, and then I think Kivior, from what I heard, he kind of ducked out the way, and their defender rose highest and got the header in. Martinelli almost had like goal of the Europa League season. Like he ran from a halfway line. He probably beat maybe like 4 players. Went around the keeper, but by the time he went around the keeper, one of the defenders had recovered and tackled him. But if he would have shot rather than try and go around the keeper, he probably would have scored.
What was that, 2-2?
That was at. What was that? Was that at 2-1?
I didn't watch the game.
It was the game.
I was here.
What?
I think it was at
Where was I yesterday?
2-1.
Yeah. The game, what do you mean? Why? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it was at 2-1.
By the time I got here, that game was finished, basically.
Yeah,
but
the
what was I doing? 3 shots were here.
Oh, yeah, for real.
What surprised me by yesterday was Saka played the whole 90 minutes. He just wants to run that guy into the ground, right?
Well, this is what I was going to ask you, because obviously he's done rotation, but then you're running Saka into the ground. Do you think you've made the decision, like rotating for Europa?
I think so, because if you look at where he changed it, okay, he brought in Matt Turner for Ramsdale. That's a keeper change. That's fair. Ben White played right back. He's a first choice right back. Zinchenko played left back because Tierney's injured or ill. Sorry. William Saliba played normal centre back. So Kivior came in. First game he had to play sometime. This is his first game. So at the back, I think it was fair. Bringing in Turner and Kivior for his debut. We paid 20 million for the guy. He has to play sometime in it. So to me, that was fair. Midfield was Jorginho, Xhaka, and Vieira. I got no complaints there. Up front was Saka, Nelson, and Martinelli. No complaints there either. Trossard's injured. Jesus is still injured. Nketiah is injured. So he had limited options. Obviously, he had Smith on the bench. So the starting 11 was completely fine. I won't change anything. I'm just surprised he took off Nelson and left on Saka for 90 minutes when we got a game on Sunday.
Who you got on Sunday?
Fulham away.
Fulham away. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
Should do it though.
Yeah. Martinelli missed a few chances though from what I saw. Nelson put a good cross in for him and he was by himself and he headed it over the bar. Vieira had a shot that was close from distance. So yeah. Well, I'm happy with Drew rather than Loungin because obviously back in the, I reckon we'll do the job at the Emirates. I reckon we'll put the tie to bed easily next week.
That's good. There's no away goals or nothing like that, and it's just a straight shot, just a one game. You're at home.
Rashford scored yesterday again on a tear. 26 goals I think it is this season.
Nice of him to finally join us.
Good goal as well. Like he roofed it.
I saw it. I watched the highlights this morning or was it last night? I can't remember. I saw Bruno header from the corner, Rashford slapping, Weghorst, and who got the other goal?
Anthony, Weghorst,
Bruno, Rashford. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anthony, that's the one we spoke about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, all in all, not bad results. Obviously, we can go away to the return fixture and probably rest a bit more.
Yeah.
For the 4-1, we should have that covered. So that should be all right. And then what's that to go around into the semi-finals?
No,
Or
it's
quarters.
It's quarters, yeah.
This is the quarters. No, it's not. It's last 16 or something.
Yeah, last 16, yeah.
So this was to go through to the quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go for the
alright,
quarters,
cool, yeah. We'll take it.
And
Yeah,
then-
that was about it then.
And then we got weekends fixtures. Let's have a little gander. So Liverpool, Bournemouth,
Yeah, baby food.
Leeds, Brighton,
Whack again.
Everton, Brentford, Leicester, Chelsea,
That could be a banana skin for Chelsea there.
Tottenham, Forest,
No, baby food.
Palace, Man City.
No. Where is it?
Palace, Man City is at Selhurst. So it's away
Okay.
for City.
That could be a potential banana skin there. You never know. But they should do it.
United,
At home to
Southampton on Sunday.
We need to get that done.
West Ham, Villa on Sunday. Arsenal, Fulham on Sunday, and then Wolves, Newcastle. No
There's
big.
not a game
Yeah.
I'm actually interested in.
There's no big clashes. There's no mouth-watering tie. Like, I gotta watch that one. Obviously, I haven't watched Arsenal game, but there's no. This is like the most evenly spread fixture list I've ever seen in my life. There's no clashes at all. I mean, I can't really see any like.
It was a struggle because I don't even know what game I'm going to watch because I would pick one. Saturday, the 3 p.m, I would pick one. But I
If
don't know.
I had to pick a 3 p.m, I'll probably watch. Depending on the lineup, probably watch Chelsea. I'm interested to see how some of the new players are getting on.
Yeah, Leicester, Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'll probably go there.
Apart from that,
All right, then. Well, that's it. And I think we have reached the end of our show. Let's get into the outro. What's wrong?
I was buying some time for Esther.
Oh.
It's not nice to sign off if it is. It's just man.
well, no,
Bad luck.
done out here.
No, not today. Sorry, people. There's no done out here. We are done out here today. We've gone to the end of an amazing show. It's been a wonderful week. Shouts out to all our co-hosts and all our special guest co-hosts that's been up. Shouts out to you that's been in the chat, been making it a wonderful experience each and every morning, as you do. Shouts out to Brent for always being amazing.
Maya's back next week.
E-Man's back. The man with the master plan.
So we have a guest next week.
Do we have a guest next week as well?
Who's the guest? Oh,
We've got a special guest next week. It's all going off. You don't know what's going on, man. Join up to the community, like the video, share it, subscribe, all of these things. Follow us on the socials, do everything, man. We're going to be here Monday morning, back at it, our beautiful best. And yeah, man, peace, man. Thanks for having us.
peace.
Esther, say bye, please.
Oh, goodbye.